This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. What's going on, freaks? I was looking at the thing and I noticed that the image was, again, YouTube didn't put the new image on there. So I had to I don't even know where the hell it was. I mean, unbelievable. But it should be all good now. Who knows? Yeah, one thing I really don't need are people saying, Gray, I think there should be a comma somewhere in there. You're just going to get removed immediately, okay? I really don't give a shit, okay? I don't need... Nobody cares that you're really good with commas, okay? Yeah. I mean, there isn't anybody out there thinking to themselves, man, did you see that? That person let Gray know that there was an extra... comma, they must be really good at English. Hey, so-and-so, do you mind if I mean, just get over yourself, okay? It's stupid. All right. Yeah, so the previous show was pretty, it's always interesting having Colleen on there. And I did miss Charleston Amy on PayPal. There was also a PayPal, and then also, hold on. I think there was... yeah, Brandy on, I think it's, I don't know, is it Cash App or maybe it's the other one. All right, Charleston Amy, Jade Rigsby, Paulette Leonard Tosh, Garden Girl, Robert McMullen, TTJO, and Capokino. Capokino, okay? I think I said it right. I don't remember now. But they were all on PayPal earlier. All right, thanks. Yeah, Venmo, that's the other one. There we go. Doesn't say on the screen, though. Yep, Lillian's fine. She's out of the hospital and everything like that. I'll tell you what she wrote. Hold on. God, man. Oh my God. I just looked at a message I got on Facebook. Listen to this. Hello, Gray. Love your name, by the way. I'm a medium and don't usually work. Goodbye. Not reading another comment. All right. Only got the pop on. Okay, there's that one. Let me see if I've got... Or as Chasing Truth would say, girl bye. I mean, I'm not reading another sentence in that one. All right, so Lillian wrote today. She said, hi, Gray. Very tired. Pain moving. It will get better. Everything went smoothly. They all were so good to me. Very little sleep. Every 3 to 4 hours, IV meds and pills, vitals. Thank you for asking. Any updates on Idaho, Gray? And I said, I didn't even answer. I said, wow, very cool. Boom. Have you walked around yet? Yes, every hour I have to get up and walk. Do my breathing exercises with this little thing they give one. Already have one because of her asthma. I feel A little foggy, I guess it's the meds. When I saw my surgeon today, he was pleased with the incision. You have to be concerned about blood clots. It also, it a lot to do for success. I will do everything I have to do. Tell everyone I said hello. I do have some things to tell you something. I don't know, whatever that is. But anyways, there you go. Apparently she's doing okay, you guys. So don't just keep asking every 5 seconds. Okay, I just gave you the update. What do you mean about medium? Is medium better? I don't know what that means. Jesus, come on. Right. Here, maybe I'll read the medium thing just for fun. Where is that? Oh, I lost it. It's gone now. I didn't respond. Yeah. You know what's funny is, like, if you're a medium and you watched my show, why the hell did you send me a message? So that means, first of all, I immediately realized that if you're a medium and you send me a message, that means you didn't watch my show. Okay? You didn't watch 1 minute of it, because I can't stand people like you. I mean, maybe I can't say people like you. I can say I can't stand people who, well, I can't stand the concept of people pretending to use it. I mean, you might be a really good person, but that's just your one flaw, okay? That's the truth. You might just be a fantastic person, other than the fact that you're a medium, which puts you right in the scum of the earth level. You know, bloodsuckers on all the cases, hoping to get one right so you can make your claim to glory. Some medium, if spirits haven't told her. Yeah, I don't know if many people will get this post. If you guys want to go out and share the show on, one of the social media platforms, that'd be great. Okay, because even though it's Idaho 4, we only got 371 people watching, less than even before. Okay, great, Terry, great, yeah. I'm glad you sent me an email. How come everybody tells me that every time? It's like, I'm just trying to do a show. It's weird. I had a feeling the other day that my feelings were telling me I should follow my feelings. Wow, that's really good. Right, but I get emails when I get to them, you know what I mean? So, right. Let's see, sent you an email in 3 days. Okay, great, yep, okay, got it. Yeah. And we've done. No, that's. I'm reading your email right now, Terry. Just to, my mom always talks about that. Those baton death marches. That was shitty. If we find him, please add this to the list of your success. Well, that wouldn't be part of the list of our successes, but very excited. My mom had passed in 2007. Let's see. That can help my family find the remains of my uncle. Yeah, so they probably have a whole bunch of bones, I would guess, from that haven't been identified, I would imagine. And guess what? We already got a phone call, even though we haven't started doing anything here. I remember the detective that sent the evidence to the medium and lost it. Yeah, remember that one? How great that was? Yeah. Yeah, it was a story. It was a little African-American girl, I think in St. Louis, if I remember correctly. She's like 10 years old, if I remember right. And her head was missing. And the detective had her shirt and thought, what would be a great idea? Let's send this off to a psychic. And then the psychic lost the shirt. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, that was the only piece of evidence you had and you sent it off? To a psychic? Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah, I'll get this one call here. See what's going on. All right, 445. What's up? I haven't even started the show yet. What's going on?
Brian.
Hey, Brian.
How you been?
What's going on?
Yeah, I enjoyed your last two shows. Them genealogists, how they do that work. They do great. They do great work. And how you donate money, it makes it all happen. Like I really just want to thank you for that. And them two ladies want to thank them too.
Yeah, but all the freaks are the ones that make it so that I'm able to do that.
Absolutely. So. But yeah, but like I said, you don't have to donate money to charity. Like you do great work. Like you do shows every night. You could keep every penny, and you're going to be nothing wrong with that. But you do that because that makes you feel good. And that just shows your character, that you're a good person.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I used to have one question on the Idaho 4 case. Now, are they sure the killer came in the back door? Because I heard a report, I forget where I heard it, that the front door was left wide open. Somebody's seen it?
Now, somebody just said they saw it open at 8:30 in the morning. I don't think it really means anything at all. I mean, I don't even...
Yeah.
Who knows what that means? I mean, it doesn't...
Yeah, there's just not enough info. I just hope the cops have more and this gets solved, because I just don't want it to go cold. Cause cases that go cold like this, they're just horrible. Mm-hmm. I just hope the cops... And if the killer didn't leave any DNA and, no digital evidence, he might not get caught, and just thinks, but you just got to hope he would sweat it or cut himself or something. Mm-hmm. And one FBI guy said it usually takes 4 to 6 weeks to get the results, and it's been a month now, so they probably got all the DNA results back. Mm-hmm. And if he's not in CODIS, do the cops automatically send that to the genealogist?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that I think in the future, it's going to be where immediately, if you can find a DNA sample, you immediately start the process of forensic genetic genealogy immediately, not some sort of waiting around, you know.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree with that. Because the whole point is it's us as the cops, but it's up to citizens too. It's up to all of us. We want murderers off the street. It's just that simple. And like I said, I'm sorry, I didn't even know if you wanted the phone calls now. I just wanted to ask that one question. I'll let you go, and I'll get more phone calls, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of your show.
Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate you calling.
I just want to thank you and the freaks and the genealogists, because like I said, you guys are doing great things, really, honestly.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I think we kick ass, actually, so thanks a lot, Brian.
And like I said a lot, I'm glad I found your channel.
All right, thanks a lot. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
All right, have a good night. Bye.
Bye. I thought that guy was joking, because the guy that found the glove is an idiot. Okay, he's a grifter on YouTube. So let's just see. Yeah, the glove that was found is absolutely meaningless. Okay. So apparently he pointed out another vehicle that drives by. It must be really important. Let's see it. Where is it? I don't know where is it? Man, I don't have time to watch a 3-minute video to figure out where that was. Let's see. Okay, yeah, he's right down the street from... Yep. That's not actually where he's pointing there. I just gotta watch this. I'm not gonna play the video on the screen. I'm gonna see what it's saying. I thought Jeff was kidding around. What part of the video, though, Jeff? These kind of things are almost always meaningless. I'm just letting you know. It just... People always want to find something. You know. However, for example, though, there is... Zozo sent it to me. I saw it when I was watching the video. It just didn't mean anything to me on the 3 a.m. body camera video. Okay, there's a car that drives by, and it drives by at 2:58 in the morning, and it heads down that street. Well, there's only two places to go: King Road or around the corner, up and around. So just as a favor, I called it in over there, waited online, and said, okay, yes, you guys don't think that the incidents are related. However, a car does drive by at 2:58, heading in that direction. Is that related to the case? Nobody knows. Yeah, nobody knows. All right, let's see. Oh, come on. That's way up there. Jeez. And so all of a sudden that's a Hyundai Elantra driving by up there. Here, I'll do a screenshot of it. Just a second. Oh, no, that's not. Okay, so here's the shot right here, everybody. And breaking news! Hold on. Breaking news! Way up here in the corner up there is a white car, and apparently that's the Hyundai Elantra driving by up there. Okay, that's it. So way up here, you can see it up in the corner right there, everybody. The super sleuths out there on the internet have determined that that is the Hyundai Elantra driving by. Of course it has to be. Yeah, but it's from a month ago, so why would the car be driving around there, Jeff? I mean, think about it like that. I mean, just, I'm just wondering why would the person do that? Anyways, great, awesome, interesting. God, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm just saying, who knows what that vehicle is, Jeff? I mean, I appreciate you sending it and everything, but to me, it doesn't mean anything. It's just... all right, here, let's save it out. And I guess apparently people are supposed to think that this vehicle right here is without a doubt a Hyundai Elantra. It just happens to be driving around. I mean, it couldn't be that there's another white car driving by up there a month earlier. Okay? Couldn't be that at all. See, let me just tell you guys what happens in cases. That's why what the phenomenon that's going on in this case is exactly why in the Lyric and Elizabeth case has very little coverage at all, is because there is no footage. There's one little piece of footage of them on their bikes leaving their house, and that's it. This case has very little useful video at all, except anytime any sort of video is put out, everybody analyzes it, the living shit out of it, into oblivion. I mean, pretty soon they're going to be able to tell you, they're going to go, look at right there. Can you see it? Can you see the face? If you just, that's an eye, and that's an eye right there, and maybe that's the top of a head. Oh, wait a minute, it's actually, ooh, shit. People thought that was a car. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens in these cases. What they do is they spend their whole time analyzing and going over whatever is put out there. So the 3 a.m. video, of course, everybody's looking up there. Ooh, can you see a light on the house? Maybe that's headlights hitting the car, hitting the headlights of a car, hitting the building. Oh, Jesus. Okay. How do we prove that, though? It's so far away. We can't tell. All right. Could this be an Elantra? Sure. I don't know. A lot of people drive those cars. There's a lot of people live in that town. Let me just show you the reason when the cops were in the park right over here at Banfield, and then they started talking about right over in this area, and then this car drove by at 2:58. I guess the reason that one is mildly interesting, other than the fact that police said they've looked at the video and there's nothing in it, is when the car drives down Taylor Avenue here, there's only two places to go. King Road or on this Walenta Drive, which leads over here and around and back around in these neighborhoods over here. So that's the only place they could have gone. I guess if they could have turned here. We just don't. Well, no, they didn't turn there because that hydrant's right there. They just kept driving. So did that car turn there? Who knows? But it's for them to try to figure out, not me. And I mean, I could try to figure it out if I had more information, but we just don't have information in these cases. When you have these little videos of all the reporters sitting out there, why are we reanalyzing those? Now there's all these people sleuthing out, copying each other, trying to disprove Chris McDonough's glove that he found that has nothing to do with the case. Okay, I just think it's incredible that the glove is found there and it has nothing to do with the case there. And people are finding footage of the glove not being there after the murders, and it's like, ooh, wow, it's great to debunk, but then you have people copying the debunker, trying to do overlays and shit. I mean, it gets kind of ridiculous after a while. I got to be honest with you. Like overlaying it. Just look at it. You don't need to do an overlay in this case. You just look at the ground there. It's like, look, everybody, I know how to do an overlay. Yeah. And then the guy that wrote the book on Ron Logan spent the entire afternoon trying to go, man, I've solved 5 murders, everybody. I'm the best in the world. Yeah, I proved that it's Ron Logan on that bridge. Look at this picture here, and look at this, and it's just. And he goes, if you ever want to meet, man, I'll meet you right there in your Why? You want to get physical because I think what you're putting out is garbage? Convince other people that it's good stuff, okay? I can tell you right now that is not Ron Logan on the bridge, and I'll say that with 100% conviction. I have said I do not know if he has anything to do with any other element of the case. I can just tell you with 100% certainty that is not Ron Logan on the bridge. He is not Bridge Guy. There is no chance that he's Bridge Guy. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Whether or not he was part of a ring of some sort, I don't know. I heard Ron Logan leased land to Anadarko Oil in Moscow, Idaho, for oil drilling rights. So you think that might be okay? That might be possible. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're so glad I'm on? Awesome. Right. So I don't know, Jeff. What do you think about that image up there? I mean, what do you want? What's going to happen if it is? Like, let's say that is the vehicle up there. What is it? What does it mean? I mean, I should read you the emails this guy sent, but I won't do it. They're just ludicrous. Let me show you one thing. I will show you this. He goes, look what I put out here. Robert Ives commissioned this thing here, man. He commissioned it, and I have a copy of it. Let me ask you something. See this guy right here? Now watch. Does he look anything like this guy? Does this guy, this old freaking guy with these weird-ass boots on, look like this guy? No, but here's what you do. You gradually morph it a little bit over time. And then, of course, oh my God, it's a clone of him. Look at that. But who does that? Why don't you take this image right here and put it right next to this guy? Instead of this weird morphing thing. It's like the evolutionary charts. It's a pure insanity, right? And then look at this. How did this white thing get there? Look at just, I didn't even notice that earlier. Wait a minute. I didn't even notice that earlier. That actually makes me laugh. Look at this thing. That's one of the original looking shots right there. Then down here, look. He's got this white thing on there. Oh, and look at he's got it here too. Maybe that's actually a drawing of the gut line. I see what they're doing. This line right here is representing the gut. And over here, you just make that little curve, and that looks like a gut too. Oh, that's awesome. It's impossible to make a perfect comparison between individuals in different photos. However, there can be recognizable similarities comparing suspect A to known person B. There are several similarities and one remarkable similarity. A and B both seem to be males. Hey, a remarkable similarity! Everybody, hey, listen everybody, I want you to realize that one of the remarkable similarities between Richard Allen and Ron Logan are that they're both males. Wow. Can we get a wow, just wow on that one? It is unbelievable. Let's see. Comparing suspect A to known person B. There are several similarities and one remarkable similarity. A and B both seem to be males of similar height. Well, they're not. Ron Logan is about 6 foot something, and Richard Allen is 1 inch away from being on the Lollipop Guild. I mean, he is... All right, subject B has an unusually large, roundly protruding belly. Subject B has a jacket that appears to be accommodating a belly that is the same size as and shape as B. Due to the geographical proximity of the scene of B, the general similarities of build and the uncommonly large protruding belly shared both A and B, by A and B, it is a strong possibility that A and B are one of the same individual. And I'm going to just tell you, looking at this picture here, which was taken around the same time, and this picture here, this guy looks absolutely nothing like this person over here. Oh, and of course, what you do is you scale both the images, and then you draw a line on the shoulders and say, look, see, their shoulders on the same place. Look. And then this one has one on his belt here. We don't really know where this guy's belt is, but we'll put a line absolutely perpendicular and... Do you guys see what's going on here? This is what goes on all day long on social media. Okay? This goes on all day long on social media. People think they're so freaking super sleuthy doing these little weird images like this, and it's just absolutely bogus. Every bit of it. Okay? Every bit of it. Now look at right there. You might have thought that that was a Yorkshire Terrier by looking at that image right there. Look at the nose. Maybe even a herpes seal. Okay, you notice the little nose there, the eye, and you pan it back out. Well, oh my God, he's walking a oh wait, no, it's some kind of mutt. Don't really know what that is. All right. Anyways. That's the kind of stuff, that's the quality of work that we're getting from book writers at this point. Really good stuff. Phenomenal work. All right, so there's something that I did want to talk about before we get to Idaho 4 call-in, is this case here by Amy Anderson. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but... Yeah, there's a lot more differences than that, Jeff. Now these clowns claim that the guy on the bridge has a white mustache. Because remember, Ron Logan had a mustache the next day. You know what I didn't consider, though, is maybe Ron Logan purchased some steroids and injected the steroids into Rogaine and then put that on his lip and grew a full white mustache overnight so that when he was on the news channels, people looked at him and said, well, that can't be him. The guy on the bridge doesn't have a white mustache. Okay? Oh my god. Unreal. You guys have to admit, man, the guy in the briefs doesn't have a white mustache. Hello? Jensen, he doesn't have a white mustache. 2 Mississippi police officers were killed. Listen to how crazy this story is right here, though. 2 Mississippi police officers were killed responding to a welfare check Wednesday morning. Amy Anderson, 43, a woman, opened fire on the officers at Bay St. Louis Motel 6. Okay, let's see where that is. Motel 6 in Bay St. Louis. Yeah, there's only one, so it's right here. So right here at this wow, is that when it was being built or something? That looks terrible. Right there. Amy Anderson, 43, opened fire on the officers at a Bay Street Louis Motel, St. Louis Motel 6, before she died by suicide. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't trigger any of you. I meant to say before she unalived herself at about 4:30 a.m. I'm sorry if unalive also triggered you, because you know that it means suicide when I say unalived, but I don't really care if it triggered you, apparently, because at least I'm just pretending that I give a shit about saying unalive so that you don't think that I'm trying to say... Okay. All right. Amy Anderson, 43, opened fire on the officers at Bay St. Louis Motel 6 before she died by suicide at about 4:30 a.m., said the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations, which is investigating. The Bureau said the officers were conducting a welfare check and spoke with Anderson while she was in a parked vehicle for about 30 minutes. So they started speaking to her for about 30 minutes while she was out in that vehicle. A minor was with Anderson. So there's a minor. I don't know if that's one of her kids or... And officers called Child Protective Services. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation said the child was not injured. One of the officers was pronounced dead at the scene, and the other died after initially being injured. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation said they were identified as Sergeant Stephen Robin, 34, and Officer Brandon Estorff, 23. Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves said he was heartbroken and praying for the families every single day. Let's see. Well, let me move on to the next. I got a bunch of articles here. Just want to. So this is by Heavy here. Amy Brogdon Anderson, Bay City, St. Louis shooting suspect, 5 facts. Amy Brogdon Anderson was the Mississippi veterinarian who, look at her. It's just so weird looking at her picture. She just doesn't seem, who was accused of fatally shooting 2 Bay St. Louis area police officers in a Motel 6 parking lot in front of a child in the early morning hours of December 14th. Let's see. Authorities say the 2 officers responded to a welfare check call at Motel 6 and encountered Amy Anderson, who was sitting in a parked vehicle with the child. That's her right there. In a press release, the Mississippi Department of Public Safety wrote that approximately 4:30 a.m., Bay St. Louis Police Department officers Brandon Estorff, 23, and Stephen Robin, 34-year-old, I wonder if this is on scanner, that'd be pretty weird, responded to a call for a welfare check at Motel 6 in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Anybody know what county that's in? We could try like a 1 shot in a million. Hey, Nomad Mama, you're full of shit. Okay, get the hell out of here. No. Everyone knows it's shitty. It's bad. Everybody knows that suicide is it's not a game or anything like that. But I'll tell you what is a game. People like you, Nomad Mama, and the people who say unalived all the time. They are absolutely mocking suicide. They are making, putting light on it. It's a joke, okay? You should be ashamed of yourself, all right? Absolutely disgusting, saying that all the time. Just say what it is and have respect for it, okay? That's the thing. It's just every time that you don't say it the way some people want you to say it out there, it's just sick, their responses. And you're one of those people, so. This is the second case you covered from Bay St. Louis. I filmed there for you. Oh, I don't even remember the Zach and Addie case. There's been so many of them, And see, that's what people want to hear, what they want to hear. Like I was making fun of somebody for taking their own life. This is a lady that just killed 2 cops, okay? So, yeah. Unalive sounds like an inside joke, like you're goofing around about it. Okay, so I don't know who the hell said that up there. Yeah, Nomad Mama. Jeez, what a clown. Jesus. All right, let's see. Law enforcement needs to dig Ron Logan up and give him a lie detector test about JFK assassination. Oh yeah, he's been involved in everything. Did anybody come up with the county randomly? Because I could try to do a let's see, it's Broadcastify, and we just listen. I don't know if I want to download it or not. Hancock County in Mississippi. Okay. Top feeds. No, that's not what I want. I want browse feeds. I know it's right there. It is. Mississippi. What'd you say? Hancock? Okay. Notice how that person came in, threw their stupid comment, and then bailed like a little idiot, that coward they are. Because they knew that they were full of shit. Alright. Doesn't look like they maybe let's see, officer down, delayed police. That was from officer down, Bay St. Louis, delayed police department reports 2 officers fatally shot this morning at Motel 6, 12:14, 8:43. Incident delayed up to 2 hours. Okay, I don't know if they have the scanner audio for that area. Yeah, in fact, they're grayed out right there, so they're not even... Just the ones in green that are good. See you later, Nomad. Get the hell out of here. Embarrassment. Alright, let's see. What do we got? Did anybody did anybody actually think I was making fun of somebody suicide? No, I'm making fun of the idiots who say unalived all the time. That's how a person with a normal brain might have actually perceived that. It's only trolls that want to hear however they want to hear it. And I'm just fighting for us to be able to say the right words in society. Wouldn't that be great? If we could literally just say the words. Okay, I totally get not saying offensive words, like, like some references to people and things like that. You just can't do that, right? But these are words that actually mean what they mean, right? And for us to have to sit around and like wonder, can I say this? I don't want to offend somebody. I just don't want to, and they're just simple words that we've always just kind of used, I don't know. I don't even care if people cuss, to be honest with you. But you can't refer to, gay people in a certain way. You can't refer to black people using certain terms. You can't use, obviously those are things that you shouldn't be able to do. It's stupid. It's very offensive, and it should be to those people. But saying murdered in a murder case, or suicide when there's a suicide in a case, or saying, just sexual assault when there's a sexual assault in a case, those are just words that you use to describe what's going on, okay? Now, if you're somebody, I've said this before, and you're following the true crime world, and you want everybody to come up with new words for those because you get triggered, then don't follow true crime, okay? I'm just being honest with you. If you're at that point where that's something that triggers you, you'll be triggered all day long, and it's not good for you. I really suggest doing something completely different. And I'm being totally honest with you. All right, awesome. I don't know how that doesn't make sense, right, what I just said. So what else is down in here? Anderson said she brought new ideas to the veterinarian profession. Anderson, who grew up in Vicksburg, worked as an emergency veterinarian in Ocean Springs. Like, when you look at that picture there, and you just don't picture anything like that at all. But I wonder if the child that was with her was one of these kids. According to the Sun Herald, at the time of the police shooting, Anderson, 43, was working as a veterinarian in Ocean Springs. In addition, Anderson had worked as a veterinarian in Vicksburg and Gulfport, the newspaper reported. She grew up in Vicksburg, according to Sun Herald. On Facebook, Anderson described herself as an emergency veterinarian, small animal medicine and surgery at MedVet Mobile, and veterinarian small animal at Lakeview Animal Hospital. And these are the two officers that were killed here. Right there. Yeah, I wonder how that went down. That's crazy. Sergeant Stephen Robin was employed by the Bay St. Louis Police Force since 2019. Anderson was a mother who chronicled her trips with her family on Facebook. Just, man, did she just kind of like snap or something? What do you guys think about that? Just so bizarre. That's not her, is it? I don't want this life without you, girlfriend, heartache, and her cop boyfriend is 2 shot dead. Oh no, that is her. It is unclear whether Anderson shot herself during or following the incident. Investigators initially said she had self-inflicted gunshot wounds. So I wonder if it's not to the head. Women sometimes don't shoot themselves in the head. But they later discovered one of the officers fired a shot when she initially opened fire. It was unclear what happened to the young girl inside the SUV, who has not yet been confirmed to be Anderson's daughter. A former colleague of Anderson told the Daily Mail that she had only been employed by Lakeview Animal Hospital for 33 days prior to the shooting, though she has worked for many years as a local vet. They described Anderson as a very, very compassionate person who cried over bearded lizard that was being treated at the practice. Really? Wow. The source added, "It is hard to assess somebody who you've known for a few weeks, but Anderson's actions were definitely not something they would have expected."
Central all units.
There
We
we
don't
go.
have anybody en route to Motel 6. Motel 6, we have in Bay St. Louis, we have 2 officers down. A female heard 2 gunshots. They said one is breathing. The original call was for a guest needing a welfare concern. Day 35, day 24 went out there, and they were on the phone with CPS. And they called, the office had called us and told us that they heard 2 gunshots and 2 officers were down.
Call 5 Central 99, get past Waveland, and any other responding agencies around, please.
10-4.
We still got shots fired at us. We got shots fired at us.
Oh, man.
Black is attended to Black Hoodie, southbound on 51. Black male, Black Hoodie, southbound 51.
Oh, we got something different. Yep, so that's the right hotel there. It looks like there's a lot of blood on the ground right there. Like MBI. Mississippi Bureau of Investigation inspected a police vehicle on the scene. Now this is one of those just really weird. What the hell happened? Where did she? How did this even?
News tonight. Pictures just into our news. It all happened while officers Stephen Robin and Brandon Estorff. They were respected.
This morning in the email, you can see the broken glass in the driver's side passenger window. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation says Anderson shot both officers from inside the car, and from there, the situation is felt over the scanner traffic.
The original call was for a guest needing a welfare concern. Day 35, day 24 went out there, and they were on the phone with CPS. And they called, the office had called us and told us that they heard 2 gunshots and 2 officers were down.
Call 5 Central 99, get past Waveland, and any other responding agencies around, please.
10-4.
Fellow officers from Bay St. Louis, Waveland, Diamond Head, Hancock County, and the Mississippi Highway Patrol and MBI all arrived to help their downed colleagues in blue. Officer Robin died on the scene. Estorff died from his injuries a short time later. We're told Anderson died from a gunshot wound to the chest. The incident happening quickly. The aftermath businesslike but somber. Officers collecting evidence, speaking to witnesses, and consoling their colleagues.
God, it's just absolutely crazy. Oh, there goes my stomach. Wound fatally shoots 2 Mississippi police officers before turning gun on herself. Bay St. Louis Police Department officers Brandon Estorff, 23, and Stephen Robin, 34, responded to a local Motel 6 when they encountered a 43-year-old Amy Anderson who was sitting in a parked car with a minor, according to a statement. After nearly 30 minutes interaction with Anderson, during which time Mississippi Department of Child Protective Services was called, Anderson discharged a weapon from inside the vehicle, striking both officers, according to a press release. Hey, thanks, Zozo. Yeah, I was thinking we've had a slow start on this one, even though it's a whole nother show than the other one. Anyways, thank you. Anderson discharged a weapon from inside the vehicle, striking both officers. Robin died at the scene. Estorff was taken to a local hospital where he died, Mississippi Bureau of Investigation said. Huh. Man, hopefully they get some more answers here. I mean, did she just have like some weird break? You know? I mean, has a great job. You know? I mean, maybe there's something going on in the personal life. I mean, veterinarians make a lot of money. Why do people keep talking about 4chan? By the way, who gives a shit? They're just like Reddit, man. It's the same thing. It's again just garbage, you know. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, yeah. That person you just brought up, Libcom, is an embarrassment. Just really not good. Okay. Please don't ever bring that name up on here again. Thank you. Yeah. But that's right, you guys. I know this is another show, but you know, we did pretty well in the first show if you want to help support the channel using Super Chats, PayPal, whatever. Then at the end of the month, I try to donate at least 50% of the net revenue to YouTube. And we've been doing really well. Our goal for the year was 50,000. We're at 52 something with this month to go. And we're going to start adding. It was kind of neat to be able to see that we could help identifiers out in other ways. You know, like if you send them, you know, if I send them 4,000, I could say, hey, why don't you guys use 1,000 of that for your, you know, travel or something. You know, I'm sure it would help augment whatever they're spending. I mean, that might even cover a whole, you know, maybe a round trip flight if it's not too far, and a night or something, you know. Stuff like that. I mean, mainly I want the money to go towards solving cases, but, you know, if it can help them improve and so forth, I think that's pretty sweet, you know. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, just don't bring up the name. Why do you keep typing in the name, though, Libcom? We don't want you to type in the name, okay? It's just... God. Gonna get 100,000... I don't know if I'll get 100,000 by the first of the year. I slowed down dramatically because I didn't cover the Idaho 4 case 2 days in a row. And that's sort of like, oh, wow, you get out of the algorithm. And then the cesspool of YouTube takes over. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry wannabe super sleuth comes out of the woodwork. And they've all got it figured out now. You know, the guy on the roof, he was looking down and there was a car that looked sort of like, you know. It just is what it is. Okay, guess what now? We're switching over to the Idaho 4 case. Now, if you missed earlier in the day, I've been working on this video right here, where this time it has like a flashlight. You know, he's going to have a flashlight, go up the stairs, and then a camera mounted to a 3D character. Oh, looks like I got to fix that a little bit. Hold on. There we go. I want the right there. Okay. And these windows are good, it looks like. So, comes up into... Well, I'll just play it from the beginning. And commentary. Through the kitchen, there's a refrigerator. Take a right. And then you go forward. That's the unused room in front of you there. Then up the U-shaped stairs, up to the 3rd floor. At the top, you would take a right and go to Madison's room. And this is where Kaylee and Madison were killed in here. Okay, then the killer might have even gone to that room in front of you right there first. That's Kaylee's room, and noticed that she wasn't in there and went to the other room, if she wasn't the target. And then goes down the stairs, and then towards the stairs, and then takes a hard left, and then goes into Zayna's room and kills Zayna and Ethan somewhere around in this area. Then exits that room, and then takes a right, goes back into this area here, takes another right into the kitchen where he came in, and then out the front door. There you go. So that's, but I'm making it where it, the images are almost like the person has a flashlight on or something. Yeah, it's the sliding glass door to the kitchen. Yeah. I'm not sure. What made you type in the word back door, Andy? It's just... Oh, man. I wish I could read people's minds. Oh, and thank you to Marine Co. on PayPal earlier. Thank you very much. I've got emails here. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yep, there he is. Good old Chris McDonough. The man that found the glove is now found a car way in the background that looks suspiciously like. I mean, I don't know what the police were doing before he got there. You know, when he got there, everything got better. They found all kinds of evidence, and you know, the case is almost going to be solved now. Except, oh yeah, I forgot about the nomadic Trek individual who he claimed was Brian Laundrie. Even after they found Brian Laundrie's skull and bones in a swamp, that wasn't really his bones. They did an implant of Brian Laundrie's teeth onto the skull that they found in the swamp, and Brian Laundrie's still alive, and he's on Twitter. It's weird. He can't speak very well, though. He's got dentures and polydent. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Okay. Oh, don't forget the that Summer Wells is in a dungeon below a shed. Okay. Okay, that's what he said. And that Don Wells is inside that shed. And if he looked in it, he'd see him, but he's not going to look in. Okay. Right. So take anything that guy says with a huge, huge grain of salt. Okay. Now I hope that he's out there helping and finding things, but let's just be honest. Okay. Whew. Wow. Oh yeah, you got all kinds of news footage for that glove, man. Just think how crazy that is by the news media to give somebody that much footage for finding a glove like 3 weeks later. It has nothing to do with anything. That just shows you how desperate the media is. I wouldn't even, I'd say, oh yeah, I don't want to come on for that glove. Yeah. I'd feel bad about it. I couldn't do it. I would go on if it was something like, for my animation right here, right? Like, oh wait, we really appreciate your model there. It really allows people to see the layout really well. And then I could come on and explain it, you know, the process of making it, that kind of thing. That would be sort of interesting, right? And I wouldn't feel ashamed or bad at all. But if I just kind of went, oh, I found a toothpick near the scene here. Did you guys notice the glove too? It was like a female's glove that's kind of, you know, fuzzy on it, you know? It's not like a glove that a guy would wear to a murder. You know, it's ahead of my time. What do you mean? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, they're all terrible, Ray. You know, but whatever works, right? I mean, you can't really begrudge these people. They do whatever it takes to win and to get as many subs as possible, and it works for them. All right. So let me get the. Let me move to this screen right here. The numbers are not on the screen, but will be after I click on these buttons. And there you go, everybody. The OHI. What does OHI mean, Carrie? I don't know what that means. OI. Oh, OI. That should just be OY. I get it. Yeah, I mean, look at. Let me just show you this really quick. Do you think this took 2 minutes to make this thing? This thing is almost exactly. I mean, just look at it. That's what it looks like, okay? Doesn't have all the same furniture and all that shit, but, you know, like I can take this top off here if I wanted to and take that off. And now you can see right inside the 2A, and this is where Zaina's room was. And I'm not sure why. Let me change the to, there we go, like that one. Did that work? Seems like it sort of froze on me there. No, there it is. Okay. Yeah, so there's Zena's room. This is the living room is right here. And then I can actually hide this one level if I feel like it. It looks like I added an extra wall there. I had to do a lot of convoluted crap to this thing at one point. There we go. Let me hide that and this. And then the ceiling here, which actually that's outside. It's this one right here. And after you unhide that, you can see the lower level. You know, these doors are still floating in the air for the next one. But this roommate, right? Look at this for a second. Watch this. This room right here. See this? This is one of the surviving roommates lived, and this is Zena's bed right there. You don't think that that person heard something? Right below. I mean, literally, look at that right there. This is a room of one of the surviving roommates. That bed is right there, and guess what? Right below that bed, now that you can see it, that blood was coming down the wall outside right here. Okay, so that means blood likely dripped down off the edge of the bed onto the ground, pooled up, made its way through the hardwood floors or whatever, into the walls, and then outside right there. And there we go. Turn that back on. I think I got most everything back on again. Yeah, there we go. Then this floor, I can do the same thing over here. This is the third floor, and this is Kaylee's room. That had the sliding glass door, nice size room there. These are the stairs that come up. The video that I just showed you a minute ago, at the top of the stairs you take a right, and then you go to this other room that was Madison's room, but way smaller. It's almost hard to fit a bed into that room. It's weird. I don't know what's going on with that room. It's tiny. But anyways, that's what I was just showing you. The killer came in just like this. This might be kind of interesting if I unhide that floor right there. And you can see this guy, right? You can see him. Here, let's see what this looks like. So let's look at it like this, okay? I'm gonna zoom in and see how he walks in. And then below there, it looks like that. That door is upstairs. So here he comes. Watch. Comes around. Can you guys make that out? Goes through the kitchen. And then he's going to go up these stairs here. And I just did some funky magic stuff. I didn't even have him go upstairs like a model would go upstairs. I just had a guy walking and then moved him up. And so at the top of the stairs, see? Now he's on that floor, and then he goes into Madison's room, and then out, then back down the stairs again. See? Down the stairs. And then at the bottom of the stairs, let's remove this floor now. Watch this. There he is, at the bottom of the stairs. See his feet sticking out right there? Now watch. Comes into the living room area. Looks to the left there, and then makes his way down into Zena's room. And then he's in Zena's room, and he kills Zena and Ethan somewhere around here. Then exits. Okay, then right there, takes a right, goes back into the hallway that leads out to the kitchen, and then exits the house just like that. That must have been very useful for you right there. I mean, hopefully just watching that made it like, okay, I get it. I get it now. I mean, because that was really simple. I mean, we could do it one more time, because now that all of it's off, just watch the character there. It's right there. There he is. Goes through the sliding glass door into the kitchen. Goes down the hallway there. Then goes up these stairs, the U-shaped steps. Takes a right at the top. Goes into... Obviously, I got to turn off this earlier opening of the door right there. There you go. Goes into Madison's room, kills both of them. Then goes back down the stairs, straight ahead, to the living room, right over here. There's a living room. Takes a left, goes into Zena and Ethan's room, and then back out, down the hall, through the kitchen, and then out. Now this is these stairs right here lead down to the outside door, which is just right there. As soon as you open up that door here, which is like this, those are the stairs that go straight up. Just inside there is a door that goes into one of the roommates' room that's right below Zena's room. And then down the hall, if you took a left right here, so you open the door and you take a left, there's a laundry utility room right over there, and then a room at the end of the hall, and that's the door that goes into that. All right, you guys, how was that? Does that make it, for those of you who still were a little bit confused by it, hopefully that helped out dramatically. Well, what do you mean Minecraft? Just because they have similar models. But you guys, we're dying over here in terms of the support for the channel, so we're gonna have to throw myself into prison now. I tried all other techniques. We're gonna have to be in prison now for, well, until I get bailed out. Then we'll move on, and hopefully some callers call in, because the number's on the top of the screen right there. Yeah, the house is a joke in terms of architectural work. It's like these 8 drunk architects got together and said, what is the dumbest thing you could build? Oh, okay, cool. Okay, now you do that. Now I'm going to build something even dumber on top of that. Now you come up with another idea on that. Yes, Gray is so mean. Yep. Hey, look at that. Sweet Pea helped bail Gray out. That's good stuff. Sweet Pea, that might be enough to give to the guard to look the other way. You know what I'm saying? You're scared to call in. That house is piecemeal. What does that have to do with anything? I don't get it. Oh, Jamie, all right, there you go. That's right, Jamie. Okay, that's probably enough to get me my pair of socks to put on my shoes to get out the door. And you know, the house inside doesn't look bad. It's just all the crap that they did to make it look that way. That's funny, because even the other person that made the 3D model of the walkthrough, you could see they sort of struggled with certain portions of it. Man, you guys are really tough crowd tonight. 928 people, and only 3 people were concerned enough to get me the hell out of here. Maybe you can get a Snickers. Yeah, I'll get a Snickers with that. Okay, I'm just going to be... Apparently I have to walk down the street and sleep on the ground. Okay? Alright, let's see. I'll get out of there from you guys. Thank you so much. Not sure what they did. People need work too much time. Have no idea what that means. Let's see. 445. Didn't you just call? Hello?
How you doing, Greg? It's Brad. Say again.
Yeah, I was going to say, you just called in a minute ago. Yep, what's going on?
Yeah. Nobody else is going in. I just want to say you did great work on that house. The dimension, just the way you broke it down to see how to kill her. Just amazing work. That's serious. And what, somebody said that take 2 minutes. That had to take hours and hours to do that.
Oh, yeah. No, it took, probably...
Yeah, because that's skill. That's serious. I could not do that. But that is really good, great work. It just gives you, the experience, what the killer actually seeing. It's just perfect.
Yeah. I think it does help out. Hey, thanks, EDM Summer. And
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. And other channels that are doing like that bad stuff on YouTube and stuff. I think YouTube should either not let them do it, or I blame it on the people that subscribe to their channel and donate. Because if nobody did that, then they wouldn't do it.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
so many bad, that do not the right thing. There's just so many people that lack common sense, especially the younger generation, in my opinion.
Hey,
They really do.
You're gonna make them mad.
Yeah,
man.
they just don't have.
You're gonna make them mad.
Yeah, but I think it's the truth. I just think the common sense, and I think that a lot of the younger people think they're smarter than they really are.
No, I think you might be right on that.
Yeah,
they haven't really done anything in the world, and it's like I don't know. Everything's sort of handed to everybody now.
Yeah, I agree, and I truly believe our society is too soft. I really do, and I think parents don't discipline their children enough, and that's why a lot of kids go the wrong route. That's my personal opinion. I don't think there's nothing wrong with a little tough love.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's what I believe. I think that's the biggest problem with our country. We're too soft. I don't know. I'm a firm believer in an eye for an eye, death penalty, and people say that's wrong and stuff.
Well, here's the thing: is I actually believe in the death penalty, but I think we need to make it where it's harder to get the death penalty, but life without parole is offered way more. But the one issue that I have is with the death penalty is that over the last 20 years, DNA is exonerated, not just okay, we'll let you out. They literally exonerated, meaning that they were innocent the whole time that they were on
and
death.
They were going to be put to death. Yeah,
and they were going to be put to death. But here's the thing: that means 30 years ago and before, those same people were all executed because there wasn't DNA back then. So how many people have we executed that were innocent?
That were completely innocent.
And I think if you execute one, it's too many. It's that is.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree with you 100% on that. Yeah, definitely. That was definitely a great point. Well, this Idaho 4 case, so you think that's what the killer did? He went up and killed the girls first, then Ethan and Zanny?
Well, I mean, it sort of makes the most sense, and that's what everybody voted for, too. Everybody voted for that. And plus, it just sort of makes sense. If Kaylee is the target, then they went upstairs first and then likely confronted Ethan or somebody when they came down. But like we were saying the other day, now it's all the rage, was that maybe somebody from they're looking at possibly somebody from the fraternity because they keep trying to verify the time of Zayna and Ethan from 9 to 1:45
when they got back to the house. Yeah, and I think they might have been the targets. There's still a possibility they could have been the targets.
Yeah, anything's
possible. It's definitely possible. Yeah. And the room right underneath Ethan and Janice, the one roommate's room, she could have been in a deep sleep and not heard anything. It's definitely possible.
Yeah.
But we have to think there would have had to been some noise. I don't know, but they could have been drinking or who knows if they take drugs or whatever they should. They could have been zonked out. So you could definitely sleep through. I know I slept through it. If I'm really drunk, I could sleep through a pretty loud noise. So that's what I think it was, in my opinion.
Well, I think the roommate was probably. I think the one below Zayna was probably awake. Here's what I think. They say they got home at 1 and they woke up late in the morning. I mean, I've said this many times, but I really feel that somebody did email me something a while ago. I can't really say what was on it, but here's what I'll say is that it's possible that one of those girls, one of the roommates down there, maybe they saw somebody or something, and then they heard noises. Then the next day, I mean, because they keep leaving out they got home at 1 and woke up early or late in the morning. Well, come on. I mean, we heard early on that they heard noises and they locked their door. So is there more
that makes sense.
Is there more to that where they actually heard a lot of stuff going on, and then they were kind of nervous, and in the morning one of them crept upstairs and looked down the hall, maybe saw somebody lying on the ground and was like, "Oh my God, did they they pass out, and they texted their friends, hey, can you guys come check? And they went up there. Oh my God, what happened? They go, oh, well, it doesn't look like it's doing very, very well. And then she says, oh wow, last night I saw this guy, and then I heard all these yelling and stuff, but I just wasn't sure. And then those people told the cops that on the 911 call, and that's why we don't get to hear.
They're not releasing it.
Yeah, something
exactly.
like that.
That makes perfect sense, man. You're smart as hell. That dude, like I said, you should have been a detective.
Well, no, I'm just really guessing.
Smart. You're good at once you get the facts, like you're good at the common sense and just putting them together very quickly. You're very intelligent.
I guess that's what people like, is that when I get the facts together, I put it together.
That's what I love about your show. Yeah, how you stick to the facts and like your theory. Like I completely agree with that. That makes perfect sense to me, the way you just explained that. Well, thanks. Like that. There you go. Like I said before, I'm glad I could. That was a nice little nugget of information. That's yours.
Well, the only nugget of information is that it was like one of them maybe saw somebody earlier, and then they heard and saw a lot more, and that's why they locked their doors.
Because if the 911 call just was about them seeing the bodies, they would have released it.
Yeah,
there's something like
right,
you said,
and they also want to protect.
Night.
They're trying to protect the two roommates because, like
Absolutely.
if somebody said they saw somebody, the guy might be like, "Oh my God, they saw me! I met her."
I got to go get them exactly, and they would have to be in like witness protection. Yeah, it's just crazy. They got to get this animal off the streets, and I just hope he left DNA there because even if he's not in CODIS, I think genealogy or something or the weight car.
Well, I wouldn't really call what I said like a nugget. It's more like what I said was it's just it's a theory based on things
theory
that I've
off
seen.
the facts. Yeah, off the facts that are out there available, and there's still plenty of facts that we don't know. And what's your theory about the weight car? What do you believe? Do you believe that the killer was in the white car?
Well, I think that they think the white car is involved in the murder somehow. I actually think that I don't think they're just looking for a possible witness somewhere. I guarantee they think there's way more to it than that.
Yeah, I agree. And when I heard the cops say that, I think they think that was the killer in the white car because they said they tracked traffic at that time, from like the weeks before, and there was never a white car and never much traffic. They said there's a lot of walking traffic on that block, but not too much car traffic around that time.
Yeah.
And if there's just a random white car, what are the odds of that not being the suspect leaving after committing the crime? And that's just common sense to me, and I think that is what happened. I think the murderer does own that car, and hopefully they can find. But 22,000 cars they're looking at. Oh God, that's going to take a while to go through, and then you got to see. And if it's just the car, if he left no DNA, I don't know if just the car is enough to, beyond the reasonable doubt, like say he's the murderer. I mean, he could just say he was just going for a ride to clear his head.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things that when Moondance said, to me it seems like somebody says, I thought early on news. When you say early on news, what do you mean, today, Moondance? That was just a guess that I had, is that the two roommates, they may have heard Ethan and Zaina come home, and that's why they believe they were home at 1:45. Because nobody seems to really know anything about, like, it's just sort of, we believe they were home at around 1:45. Okay, so
it had to be
but the other girl, but the 156 with Kaylee and Madison is pretty clear because they have a camera filming them. But here's the thing: but Zaina and Ethan maybe didn't walk right by that camera and got home, and they believe maybe 1:45. And then it sort of opens the door. Did they come home with somebody from that party? And then did something happen? And then that person was still there when Kaylee and Madison got home, but then hid in that room and then went up later. I mean, who the hell knows? But we don't know that Kaylee and Madison ever saw
the person could have came home and killed Ethan and Zaina before, like, even like...
Well, that's what I just said. That's what I was just trying to get out in the rest of my sentence. Yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I was just saying Ethan and Zaina may have been killed. We don't know that Madison and Kaylee ever spoke to Zaina and Ethan when they came home. Like, we don't know. Even though they got home, probably 11 minutes later, they could have went upstairs, and Kaylee or Zaina and Ethan were in their room or something like that at 1:45. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah, and the last phone call the girls made to her ex was at what time? 2:50 something.
The phone call, they were at 2:26 to 2:44, 6 calls from Kaylee, then 3 calls from 2:44 to 2:52 from Madison, and then 1 call at 2:52 from Kaylee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to figure the earliest I would think they would be sleeping would be 15 minutes from there. But usually girls, it depends if they brush their teeth. I'm sure, yeah, these females definitely brush their teeth, remove makeup and that stuff probably. So if they already did that, then they 15 minutes. But if they had to brush their teeth, I don't think they would have been asleep till at least 3:30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that makes perfect sense the way you explain that. Phew, man, I would have never thought of that, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not. I just think of the things the way I think of stuff, and I know other people think other things, and I just happen to have a show where I get to say what I'm thinking, and hopefully people like the way I think.
No, that's why you have a good show. Yeah. That's why you have a lot of freak members, because a lot of people like you're a smart guy. You explain the true crime good.
Well, thank you.
Well, I just wanted to give you props on your model, because that is great work. I've seen the house shoo, man, shoo. And seeing that, what you said you were gonna do the one with the guy that's a flashlight.
Well, he has a flashlight. Let me show you what it looks like. I'll show people what it looks like if you go to.
I think he definitely had a flashlight.
Well, I mean, it would look like this. So each of the frames is going to look like this when it's rendered. I'm just showing you the raw walking through, but this is what it's going to look like. Can you guys see that?
Okay.
So each one of those shots is going to look like there's this flashlight on the scene, but it would be moving around with him walking. So it's going to look kind of weird.
Yeah, and
creepy.
And the cops definitely know who got killed first, because if it was just a single killer, the first person's killed, second person killed, their blood's going to be up in the other room, so they're going to know. The cops are going to know who was killed first, and they're going to know what way he exited.
Yeah.
And what way he came in, because if he came in the front door, then he had to know the keypad. But
there's keypads on everybody's door. How about that? Everybody's door has a keypad.
Yeah.
Did
so
Zana,
not locked?
I don't know.
If I had a door,
Madison's room, both were they both unlocked, allowing the killer to come in, or were they? Did he know the combination to get in? Because
that's a big piece of evidence.
Somebody had a good idea that all the roommates had the same combination, so that they could get into each other's rooms if they needed to. That
makes sense.
I think so.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. But if I had a daughter and sent her to college, I would want there to be a security system on the house, and one of them to be able to be trained to use a weapon, because there's just too many sick people. There's just so many murders, and it just stinks. But Idaho, 4 people, if they haven't had a murder in 7 years, I couldn't imagine having a kid living on that campus. I wouldn't let them go back.
Yeah.
It's just they just have to get him, and I think the cops know more. I just hope the killer left his DNA there, and even if he's not in CODIS genealogy, somehow they get him through the DNA.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to know that by the end of this year at the latest. Yeah. We'll know that if they have DNA on them. Then after that, it's just going to come down to the white car and basically digital forensics, maybe cell phone data, stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm gonna go read this. I got to read this document over here, but
yeah, read that. Yeah, definitely. All right, I just wanted to give you props on your thing of the house, because you did a great job.
Well, thank you. Thanks for calling in, Brian.
All right. Well, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of your show. Hope you got more callers coming in. All right, later.
Yeah, that's okay if nobody calls in. I think they're all called out. Like yesterday, we had a bunch, and we had a bunch the night before and the night before that. But the number's on the screen if you want to call in. If you don't, well, never mind. That was good. So I guess this is from today, December 15th. The Moscow Police Department is providing the following information to update the public. on the known facts surrounding the 4 murders that occurred on November 13th in Moscow, Idaho. Moscow, Idaho investigators are sorting through 22,000 registered 2011, 2013 Hyundai Elantras that fit into the search criteria. Wow. So, see how common those are? So, we've got a YouTube channel pointing out a white car driving around, way in the background, that may or may not be an Elantra, and there's 22,000 of them. Tips and leads led investigators to ask public for additional help in searching for a white 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra in the immediate area of King Road residents during the early morning hours of November 13th. Investigators believe the occupants of this vehicle may have critical information to share regarding this case, meaning you think they're the killers. Investigators are sorting through a significant amount of video content and have received valuable leads. So, valuable, that's interesting. So, the word valuable here means that those here are related to the case, that they got leads related to the case, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if that one from the gas station is related. They wouldn't say valuable unless it was something connected there. That's good news that they have it in there. Nah, I've seen that one, Silver Swoosh. I don't want to go down the same route as all those other people. It gets really old, you know. It's just old as hell. Yeah, we don't know. It doesn't really matter what that car is, you know. If that was really the one that they're looking for, they would have already had the answer. See an interview about video collected during the investigation and an update of the... I mean, there's a YouTuber out there that looks like a clown. Literally dresses up like a clown, and people are giving that shit the time of day. It's stupid. It is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. All right? All right,
No, we don't really...
Yeah, who's this one right here? 843.
This is me again.
Hey,
what's me again? You ought to know my area code by now.
Oh, the singer.
Yeah, you ought to know my area code by now. Anyway.
I don't know. I don't remember those kind of things. I know Lillian's, but it's Patsy Cline. What do you got? What do you got for us tonight? You got another hit?
I live in Charleston, just so you know, Charleston, South Carolina. That's where I live. So anyway.
Oh, cool.
But what I've been thinking about, and I've been thinking about from the very beginning, was the roommate situation. And this has kind of got me puzzled because I've been thinking about it. The roommate not seeing any blood on the floor. And I thought, well, okay.
Let me just ask you something. Before you get going on the roommates, what difference does it make?
I got an idea. Go ahead.
No, but let's just say this. But what difference does it make? If everybody keeps bringing that up, and unless you think the roommates are the killers, then what difference does it make?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't make a difference, but I'm just trying to figure out what happened as it happened.
Right.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
And my idea is, possibly it's this, that one of them got up, and, you know, it's like you said, going to check things out, you know. Got up, went upstairs, saw Ethan and Vanna, okay, with blood on everywhere. You know.
I just said this exact same thing. Go ahead.
Turns back around, okay.
Right, said exactly the same thing, yep. And then what was next?
Turns around, passes out.
No.
Going back to her bedroom.
No, that's not what happened.
Yeah, passes out.
And the reason that's already been out there. We've already gone over that theory. And the thing is in the updates that the police give, they said that it was reported that an individual one of the victims on the second floor had passed out. Okay, right. So why would it then that they're lying, and then this story is correct?
Well, it could be that she passed out in the living room, the roommate.
No, they said no. No, that's not what they said. They said one of the victims on the second floor passed out, not one of the roommates. What do you got to counter that?
Okay,
what do you got to counter that one?
She called the 911 and said that one of the victims had passed out. Is that what she said? I mean,
well, no, that's what they
yeah.
said. That's what they said. Let me hold on. Let me go to the. Let me see if I can find 911 in here. Let's see. On November 13th, the surviving roommates summoned friends to the residence because they believed one of the second-floor victims had passed out and was not waking up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what was said.
Mm-hmm.
One of the surviving roommates got all their friends
Mm-hmm.
to come over to the house because they believed that one of the second-floor victims had passed out and was not waking up. That's what the word passing out meant.
Mm-hmm. But why would she use passing out?
Well, I don't know. That's just because she's just a college kid,
That's
probably freaked out and didn't want to say, "Oh my God, they're bleeding," just like he's passed out. Somebody come help. You know. Just,
I tell you what, if I saw somebody,
I know that's what
bloody
you
on
would
the
do.
floor, I'd be there.
I know.
Well, yeah,
but everybody does this. That's what I'm saying. Like, hey, Patsy, listen to me. Everybody does exactly what you're doing right now. If that was me, I would have done this. Therefore, I'm better than those people. And they should have done what I would have done. But
Now,
guess what? They didn't do what you would do, right? And they have nothing to do with the murders. So it's, you know what it is? It's a complete waste of time to try to figure out how that happened through the 911 calls and all that stuff. They've cleared every single person, all the roommates. They've cleared all the other people in the 911 calls. There's nothing nefarious about it. So we can spend all day long wondering, why they didn't act the way you would act. But at the same time, it doesn't get us anywhere, right? It's like we just...
Yeah, but you're putting it on... All I'm saying is that I would have said that he's passed out or she's passed out.
I know what you would have... You know what you're like? Yeah. You know what my mom used to say when I was younger? I'd ask for a cookie. And then I'd ask for a cookie again a second way. And then I'd ask for a cookie a third way. And I still wouldn't get a cookie. Okay?
Would you let me finish?
You have, though, 4 times.
I would say, if it was me, now any other person would say, and I mean they would, but there's blood all over the place. I'd say, I see someone that's passed out and they're bleeding. You know?
Right. We already know that.
I wouldn't say passed out.
You didn't need to finish because I already knew what you were going to say. You've said it before. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter how many times you repeat it. It's not gonna make me give you the cookie. You get what I'm saying?
I don't want you to give me the cookie.
Yeah.
I don't need a doggy snack. Okay? I'm just calling in with some ideas.
The doggy snack.
I'm calling in with some ideas
the doggy
about
snack.
what
That's
was going on in my head. That's all.
Oh God. Listen to me.
I'm gonna go.
Okay. So what are you trying to suggest for her not saying it the way you wanted her to say it? Go ahead.
I'm not suggesting anything.
Then why talk about it then?
I'm not suggesting anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that if she'd have seen blood, she'd have said there was blood.
Maybe. Some people might not do it though. Like if you're in college, and maybe she just looked up and saw his feet and yelled his name and he didn't respond, and then realized the noises she'd heard the night before were a little bit more severe. So then called people over and said, "Hey, there's a guy and he won't wake up. I'm yelling his name. He won't wake up." They got there. They went up, saw the blood, and then the 911 call changed a little bit. They said, "Yeah, our friend told us to call because there was somebody that was passed out upstairs, but in reality, he's bleeding and he's really got all this stuff going on." Doesn't that make a lot of sense? Just something simple like that,
Well, I guess we'll never know actually what happened.
No, we will at some point. We'll actually get to hear exactly what happened. Somebody will say, "What made you say that a roommate was passed out upstairs?" "Oh, I looked upstairs and I saw one of their feet, Ethan's feet laying on the floor, and I just went, oh my God!" And I turned around. I was already panicking, and I didn't go anywhere near him. But I called his name and he didn't respond. So then I told my friends that it looked like Ethan had passed out upstairs. And then they came, they went upstairs, saw the blood. Then that's when all the 911 calls started coming in. And then they relayed the information to the 911 operator saying, "Hey, one of the roommates that lives here said that one of the roommates had passed out. So we came over, but guess what? When we got here, there was blood all over the place, and you guys need to send people over here immediately." And she also told us this. Last night when she was trying to go to sleep, there was this people screaming and yelling, but she thought maybe it was partying, but she did lock her door because she was scared, and maybe she saw that, you know, so there's this whole thing going on. The 911 call has too much information that they're using in the case for them to release to the public. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't that make sense, though, that story that I just told? I mean, just a little bit. Did I get a cookie? Did I get a cookie?
Mine makes sense too, but you know. Anyway.
And my wife walked by and said, "No, look it. I want like this. I want like this. Do I get a cookie?" And my wife walked by and looked at me and said, "No." Shit. Thanks a lot, man.
No, you don't get no cookie.
Gotcha.
No, listen, but no, we'll find out in court when it goes to court, and I'm sure it will go to trial. We'll find out everything when witnesses get up there and everything. So we'll just have to wait for that to know the full story. Full story.
So what are you singing for us tonight?
Nothing.
How about the song by Cat Stevens? You know, Wild World. Do you know how to do that one?
I can't remember the words.
Oh, okay. Well, it's cool that you know. Any more Beatles songs or?
Beatles. Why are you stuck on the Beatles?
Well, because it was cool that you knew Yesterday so well. I was hoping that you. Yeah, it was so good how you knew that one. I don't know. I'm trying to think.
No,
of
really. I just wanted to ask you about.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe one of these other days you can come back on and sing again. Maybe on Christmas or something. Everybody liked your singing. They even made comments under the video. Did you see that?
What'd they say? I can't.
They said that you that you sing really good. I mean, everybody thought you sang well.
Oh.
And somebody just said that I scared you. That's not why you're not going to sing. Is that true?
Oh no, you don't scare me.
Right, I didn't think so at all. Yeah.
You can tell it.
Yeah, you know, I don't scare you a bit. I mean, you're just like. Yeah.
No, I've been through too much in my life to be scared.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep, that's the way it is.
I've been through domestic abuse and everything else.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
not scared.
Man, you're probably
I mean, I was
badass.
I was married to 18 years to one, so
Jesus.
Anyway.
Did you get your licks in too sometimes?
Did I get what?
Some punches in? Get them back sometimes, or?
Well, let's just say I wasn't gonna sit there like a wet rag.
Okay, well there you go. Well, good for you.
But I got him back in the end. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't want to know. Okay, I don't know. Yeah. Anyways.
I committed financial murder, not physical murder.
Oh, I see. There you go. Okay, I wasn't sure. Good. Thanks for clarifying there.
No, but really. No, but yeah, I'll think of something to sing next time. Just give me some suggestions, and I'll in the chat sometime, and I'll
Hey, do you know any Simon and Garfunkel songs?
You just asked that last night.
No, Simon and Garfunkel. No, I didn't ask that. It was the. Maybe I did. I was thinking of Sound of Silence.
Did.
You don't know that one? Not tonight, but you can
what
just think of it.
What a boring song.
That's not a boring song. Sound of Silence is one of the best songs ever written. Jesus, man. Anyways, thanks for calling in.
Well, if you think of something you want me to sing, I can do it. Throw me some more out there.
Anybody? Anybody got something? Anybody at all? No, you're probably in the same. I don't know how old you are, but you're not probably way older than I am, or if you're even older at all. I don't even know. Let's see. Blue Moon. Somebody said Fleetwood Mac. Crim Cecilia. Everybody's throwing out Simon and Garfunkel songs now. Do you know any Crosby, Stills, and Nash? Wasted on the Way. You know that song, Wasted on the Way? I like that one. Got good harmony in it.
How about well, I go walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just like we used to do when I go walking after midnight, searching for you. I walk for miles along the highway. Well, that's just my way of saying I love you when I go walking after midnight, searching for you. I stopped to see a weeping willow crying on my pillow. Maybe he's crying for me. And as the night turns gloomy, night bird whispers to me, I'm lonely as I can be. Well, I go walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, oh, just like I do. And I go walking after midnight, searching for you.
Yeah. Woo! See, everybody's like cheering for you in the chat.
Got better ones than I can do than that, but I just need time to think about them. Write a list up and give them to you.
Okay, yeah, do a list. That'd be good. Awesome. So.
All right, I'll check back with you later. And
listen, I'll give you a cookie anyways. Here you go.
Thank you for shooting my theory down. Thanks for that.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know what the real answer is. I'm just going by what the police are saying, and it seems to contradict the people who say that one of the roommates passed out, because it's one of the surviving roommates passed out. Okay, what they write does contradict that, right? You agree with that, right?
I do agree with that.
Right. So is that they're not accurate? Maybe, but I don't know. So
maybe not.
All right. Well, hey, thank you for singing for us again, and thank you for calling in, Patsy.
I'll do some Karen Carpenter at Christmas.
Oh, Karen Carpenter, man, you can do those?
Yes, I will.
Oh man, how about the one that don't you what's the one called? The one that says like don't you remember?
Merry Christmas, darling.
That's the name of the song, or
Merry
is that
Christmas,
what you're telling?
darling.
No, the one that's.
Merry Christmas.
Do you know Karen Carpenter just her regular songs? The sad ones.
Yeah.
You know all those
I know
too.
A lot of those.
She's a great singer.
Yeah.
But I have no doubt that you can sing those. Yeah.
Her voice was perfection.
I think so too.
I mean,
Perfection. Yeah, I agree.
She was a contralto. Is what I call it, a contralto.
Mm-hmm.
Which is an alto and something else combined, and it's very rare. Her type of voice, a contralto.
Yeah, well, it was perfect.
I'm an alto. I'm an alto, but I can sing some high notes, and I've been working on my high notes, so try to get them better, Because you can tell from my voice that I'm an alto, just when I'm talking.
How about Rainy Days and Mondays Always Get Me Down? That one. That's
Yeah.
Is that the one? Can you do that? Not tonight, but I mean, if you don't want it, but that one. You can do that one.
Oh yeah, I can do it, but I need the words. I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Or Rainy Days and Mondays Always Get Me Down. I don't know if that's the name of the song, but that one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How about that one that she sang was so pretty about the what's her name? I can't remember.
No, she was always
The one about
depressing.
singing to the man about he's got blonde hair or something. I don't know. One of her first ones.
Right. All right. Well. Well, you'll call it again. Just have one song every time. All right. That'll work.
Okay. I'm gonna make a list. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make a list. I got requests coming in. I got to make a list. Okay.
There you go. Boom. Do it.
And I'll do it. Okay. I promise.
Yep. All right. Well, hey, thanks for calling in, and I'm sorry about the theory there. I'm just not going to allow people. Sorry about your theory. All right.
Sorry, I had to shoot your theory down.
Yeah. All right. Well, have a good one. Thanks for calling in. All right.
Love y'all, freak, and I love you too, Gray. Bye.
I love you too. Bye-bye. Look at that. Patsy Cline. Let's see. Let's see. What does it say here? Here's a link. Moscow, Idaho vape shop manager says Kaylee Gonzalez told him about a stalker 3 weeks before the murders. I asked, is it at school? And she was like, no. It is at night when I'm going out to bars or coming back from bars. Well, that sounds like that's that guy. I mean, you know, if you're going to talk about the grub truck guy, right? You know, is that the same guy? But she didn't look like she was panicking about the person.
Just smile on their face. Just
there's the audio.
You would say they're the light of the world, pretty much. You know, always happy, go lucky. They always came in just chatting. They always came with a group, like I said. They probably, I'd say 4 or 5 girls at most, all the time. They come in together. And I made a joke about it earlier. It was like, you know, hey, you know, coming together and stuff like that. You know, just, you know, it's nice to see you girls trying to stay safe. One of them more or less openly says, oh yeah, we've had a friend of ours be stalked before, so this is kind of why we all travel in a group like this. And just
was it Kaylee who said that? Do you remember?
No, it was Maddie who actually said that. So Maddie said it, and it was kind of like more mentioning, like motioning to Kaylee too, like who was right next to her. So you could tell that like they obviously all were trying to keep Kaylee safe, you know, and to be there for her as good friends. And then yeah, to know that a few weeks later, now I won't see them, you know, anymore, anything like that. So it's crazy.
How long before the murder about was that?
3 weeks.
Well, yeah, they ruled out the stalker thing before. They thought they got the right person. But as I told you guys, the fact that they removed the people that followed Kaylee out to the car story from their official narrative means that somebody said, that's not what she was talking about. And now they're back on to wondering and trying to prove that portion.
3 weeks.
3 weeks beforehand, because I was telling them I hope they had a good Thanksgiving break and everything like that too, because I didn't know if I'd see them again. So, because with a lot of the times with the kids, with the way after the pandemic, some of the kids leave in waves. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to see you this weekend or not. Hey, hope you have a great, you know, Thanksgiving with your family. And that was the last I saw them.
Did they elaborate any more on the stalker comment?
They more or less kept making the comment that it always seemed to happen either by the campus or down on Main Street. And the last time the Kaylee more or less made it sound like it seemed like it was down on Main Street, and that the person was coming from like around the Corner Club area, and then like as far as I remember, it's the guy who ended up like trying to go and talk to her, and then he gave up on it, and he ended up walking away.
That sounds like exactly like
she thought she was being stalked up to a certain point, and then looked behind her, and he was no longer behind her. So
I just want to make sure that I get it right. So
yeah,
tell me.
I mean, that does sound almost exactly what you're witnessing at the grub truck with that guy following, doesn't it? I mean, it really, the way they describe that right there, I mean, that's...
Again, exactly what you remember.
Just more or less, I made a joke about them being in a group, and they just said, yeah, you know, one of our friends, and motioning to Kaylee that she'd been stalked recently, and so then had people constantly following her around. And it's not just a one-off thing, that this is apparently something that Kaylee had tons of issues with. That apparently she always had somebody who's constantly walking behind her like that. So, and it was more so at nighttime when they were out there drinking and stuff like that. Because I asked them, like, is it at school? And she's like, no, when I'm at night, going out to the bars or coming back from the bars. And again, living down that way,
did she
there.
Specifically mention the corner
This
club?
is this guy right here.
No, the corner club, but just in that general direction and stuff like that.
I'm not playing the video.
The only reason I would assume the corner club is because that's the only bar that's down in that area anymore now. So.
But here's the thing: is this guy tailoring his newfound memory to match that? See, we have a lot of people doing this, right? All of a sudden now it's the corner club, Main Street. Oh, this guy that would follow, you know. So now I don't know, okay? Because now that I really think about it, it sounds almost exactly like they're talking about that person. Right? You see what I'm saying? Right? It's like, what was your first thought? Oh, the guy at the grub truck. And the reason we thought that is because the story sounds identical almost to what we were witnessing in the grub truck video. I don't know, man. I think they might have mentioned a stalker, but it wasn't. They didn't get into specifics about it to him. That's my opinion. I think he's tailoring a memory now to get a little bit of fame, if you will, by coming up with this exact information that was absolutely eerily similar to the grub truck video. Hey, and thank you very much up there, Treva McCoy. Yeah, I think it's... I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys believe everything he just said? Or do you think that he is tailoring the story to match the grub truck video? Hey, let me do a poll on that one. So now you can answer without feeling any pressure. Let's see. Stalker story. Wait, is the Stalker story tailored? I don't know if I'm spelling that right. T-A-I-L-O-R-E-D, I think. Or is it Taylor? Shit. I think that's right. Tailored to match the grub truck story. Alright, here we go. So here we go. Here we go. There's the one we just listened to. I want to see what you guys think. I think it definitely is myself. It was too similar. It was like, oh, he's creepy. You would just stand behind him. Really? I mean, it's like, is that what he told you? And all of a sudden we have this guy that's doing exactly the same thing. Yeah. And it was funny because as soon as I caught myself, wow, that sounds exactly like the guy at the grub truck. And then I realized it almost sounds too much like the guy at the grub truck. Almost like it was the exact same story described on another night. I know it's not as fun. This is what makes a more fun channel for most people. Watch this. Oh, did you guys hear that? Oh my God, there's no doubt in my mind it's the guy at the grub truck. Oh, the guy with the hoodie, man. That Stalker was exactly the same. It's absolutely identical, everybody. Whoa! Holy crap! Now, if we can tie that in with Bigfoot and Sasquatch, we could really get onto something here. Holy crap! Yeah, man, my sub count would shoot up like a... Yeah, what are you confused about, Diane Scott? All right, I'm gonna stop the poll now. If it takes you that long to answer, don't answer. Okay. Wow. Don't know what he even said, but I can't read the answers anymore. Anybody see him out there? I know it was 68% yes, or no, or whatever the hell they didn't believe it. Oh, that's weird that you didn't understand the question. It was so simply written and so obvious, and even explained out loud. LibCon, you're gonna have to, get better reading comprehension or something. I'm not really sure. It's pretty simple. Yeah. Yeah. What the question, what it was that was that. Do you believe? I don't remember what I wrote now because it's gone, but it made sense. It wasn't like there was nothing confusing about it. It's just, is he tailoring the story to match the grub truck, even though he was just told something like, "Hey, yeah, she was being stalked," and now he's got this memory that matches the video that he watched of the grub truck. I think most people got it. Was there anybody else that was confused in here on that? Anybody? Hey, no, LibCom, it's wow, comma, just wow. Okay, you missed the rest of it. Wow, just wow. Yeah. Let's see. Wow, just wow. No, it's absolutely clear, Diane. How do you not know what that means? Were you, a lot of you actually confused with that question? Honest to God? That the guy telling the story tailored it to match the grub truck story, and it isn't really what happened at all because it sounded exactly the same. God, it's so simple. I know you don't want it to be tailored, Zozo, so therefore it's not tailored. You never hear things like that. I know. You want it to be part of the big story. That's what I'm always saying. You would be so great at creating the sensationalism and telling the story exactly the way the public wants to hear it, instead of the reality of it. The story matched almost identically to it. I'll play it. Let's try to find that spot. Listen.
It's nice to see you guys trying to stay safe.
Kaylee who said that, do you remember?
No, it was Maddie who actually said that. So Maddie said it, and it was kind of like more mentioning, like motioning to Kaylee too, like who was right next to her. So you could tell that like
I know.
They obviously all.
But I don't
were trying
do that
to
here,
keep
Zozo.
Kaylee
So
safe,
you're always
and
frustrated.
be there for her as good friends, and then to know that a few weeks later.
About was that?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks before break and everything like that too, because I didn't know if I'd see them again. So, because with a lot of the times.
So now he remembers exactly 3 weeks before they came in and talked about his
kids with the way after the pandemic, some of the kids leave in waves. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to see you this weekend or not. Hey, hope you have a great, Thanksgiving with your family. And that was the last I saw them.
Did they elaborate any more on the stalker comment?
They more or less kept making the comment that it.
Listen, here we go.
Always seemed to happen either by the campus or down on Main Street.
Oh, campus or Main Street?
And
wow,
the last time
that's where grub truck
Kaylee
was.
more or less made it sound like it seemed like it was down on Main Street, and that the person was coming from like around the Corner Club area.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna have to go to there now. So just listening to that. Here we go. Let me go down to the scene here. All right. There's Corner Club, and guess what? That's where they were at that night. So it's kind of down by this Corner Club. And then it would go down Main Street? You mean like right where they were at 318 Main Street, the grub truck? That one?
And then, as far as I remember, it's the guy who ended up like trying to go and talk to her, and then he gave up on it, and he ended up walking.
As far as I remember them telling, it was this guy that would try to talk to her, then give up on her.
Way, so she thought she was being stalked up to a certain point, and then looked behind her, and he was no longer behind her. So
I just want to make sure.
Yeah. Okay. Come on. It's like literally the same story, same places, everything. And remember what did the guy do in the video? Well, it was a guy that was kind of following, then he stood behind. He wanted to talk, but they didn't want to talk to him, and then he just. Yeah. I don't know, man. You guys can believe whatever the hell you want. I hope it's a whole different person and it's true. Doesn't it? Yeah, exactly, Gummo. It sounds tailor-made. Tailor-made. Hey, that's like a golf club. Let's see. Thank you, the goon. Look it. Exactly. Look it. Yeah. Man. I wish I could give you guys what you wanted and always believe these things and talk about them and sound really interested. And just be like, yeah, wow. I'd be ashamed of myself, though, and embarrassed. Because logic, when you think logically and rationally about stuff, you don't see the same things that other people do. I doubt that they would have given him that much detail. Right, exactly. They're just sitting around saying, well, there was this guy over there at the, he sort of generally follows me over there by the Corner Club, and then he kind of stands back and watches and he was watching the grub truck video and coming up with this theory in his head. Brian Enton should not have put that video online. He should know in his mind exactly what that guy was doing. That story that he told was his mind watching the grub truck video and applying it to the story told to him by, if it was even told to him at all, on another time. That's very obvious. Just listen to that part again. Just listen.
It seemed like it was down on Main Street, and that the person was coming from like around the Corner Club area. Then as far as I remember, it's the guy who ended up like trying to go and talk to her, and then he gave up on it, and he ended up.
See, it's almost like he's referring to that person now. He says, like, the guy. What?
As I remember, it's the guy who ended up.
As far as I remember, it's the guy. Did you guys hear the way he said that?
Like trying to go and talk to her, and
it's the guy that was trying to go and talk to her.
He gave up on it, and he ended up walking.
And then he gave up on it, and then he went, you know. So the guy. So you're talking about the guy in the grub truck video, right? Because who is the guy then? You would mean a guy, right? You said the guy. So he gave away what he was doing there. You know. Now whether or not maybe they. Shit, I don't know. Yeah. Did you guys catch that? Doesn't that mean something to you that he said, the guy? Okay.
Walking away, so she thought she was being stalked up to a certain point, and then looked around.
Yeah, no way. Yeah, he shouldn't have put that out there. That's a absolute red herring video, but that's what they're all about over there. Off not of LOL. Not sure what that means. But her father mentioned there was, yeah, right. The father mentioned there was a stalker. But so why do you say but though? We all know that part. The father mentioned there was a stalker. Do you think that they sat around and told this guy this whole stalking story, and then the guy goes, as far as I know, it was the guy that was following them from the, you know, it's the story. It's right off the video. It's almost like he's saying, as far as I know, it's the same guy that's on that video at the grub truck. That's what it sounds like he's saying. Nah. That circus weirdo is an absolute clown. I don't know why you guys are... And he actually dresses like a clown. And you're going to give that credibility? I mean, obviously, he got subs by doing something somewhere, but it's just ludicrous. I guess that's what it takes, man. You got to dress up weird. I got to wear some... I'm going to start showing up with elf ears, you know? Like, I'm going to come in, it's going to look like this. Right? It'll go a little, like, you know, way up in the air like this. And then maybe I'll wear, like, these clown lips or something. Maybe paint my face white, draw some circles around. You know, we'll have this really... And then we'll start to show off with... And then we'll cut in with... Right? Will that do it for me? Would I get more subs if I did that kind of stuff? Yeah. I think it would work. You guys know it, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, cotton candy. Whew, man, that stuff's good. I hate it, though, because after you eat about 2 bites of it, you got this sticky shit all over your fingers, and then you wipe it on your pants, and then later on, you get it off your pants again. Yeah, let me keep going through this thing now. Hold on. So this is the newer update. Let's read it. I'm going to read through the whole damn thing, you guys. This is the update from today, all right? There we go. I can see right here. Well, cotton candy just tastes good, but it's just so weird. It's literally just sugar whipped into a wispy sort of cotton, well, hence the name. All right, here we go. We were up here. I think we got down to investigators are sorting through significant. Well, hell, let's do my. What kind of music can I get going for the? Oh yeah, let me do my ominous, dark, lost times. Here we go. This will make this a lot more. It'll feel better. Watch. Investigators are sorting through significant amounts of video content and have received valuable leads on the 2011-2013 Hyundai Elantra, but still ask for more information from the public. Digital media video can be submitted at the FBI.gov. From the beginning, Moscow detectives have asked for any and all video from residents and businesses within the area of West Taylor Avenue North Boundary, West Palouse River Drive South Boundary, Highway 95 South to the 2700 block of Highway 95 eastbound boundary, an Arboretum and Botanical Garden west boundary, who may have video surveillance at their residence or business between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. on Sunday, November 13th, 2022. Detectives are requesting all available video where there appears to be motion and content or not. Now, hold on a second. I gotta time somebody out there. Hold on. Where is this one? All right, there we go. Gray on channel tonight. They think they located the white car in the back. No, I've seen it, Brooke. It's who knows what car that is? It's stupid. You guys buy into every single little thing that pops up. Oh, look at the background of this video, and about 50 yards back on the street, there's a white car. That's got to be the Elantra, or the other 17 million other white cars that are in the background there. All right, forget that one. Let's play, maybe this one will let me read faster. Okay, hold on. On the evening of November 12th, Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogan were at a local bar called the Corner Club. You know, the same Corner Club that a local shop owner said that the Stalker came from. In fact, the description sounded so similar to the Grub Truck video that it's almost startling. A bar called the Corner Club at 202 North Main Street in downtown Moscow between 10 p.m. and 1:30 a.m. on November 13th. At approximately 1:40 a.m., Kaylee and Madison were seen on video at a local food vendor called The Grub Truck, Don't You Know, at 318 South Main Street, and used a private party for a ride home from downtown to arrive at their 122 King Road residence at around 1:56 a.m. It seems like a bunch of teenagers that are feeding. Yeah, it sucks. You know? Unfortunately, this happens in every case. You know, you get a YouTuber that has credibility, unfounded credibility, and then they say something, and everybody runs around like it's true. It's shocking. But you know, it is what it is. It happens in every case. I don't know what the deal is. Let me get one of these calls. It looked like 717. You're on the air. Hello, 717. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello. Wow, that was really close. What's going on? Yeah. Yeah, they actually talked to them and they cleared those people. Remember?
He might have had a very like innocent, vague conversation with them, and then either he's really just like trying to make mountains out of molehills just to try and help, or like, I don't know, just to talk to a reporter. I'm not sure what his motive would be, but I don't necessarily think it was malicious, but I think it was like a mashup of both of those stories, and he came up with something that he thought would be believable, but that was like way too specific to actually be credible in any way.
Well, but if he did that intentionally, then it is sort of, you know, I mean, I think he intentionally made the story sound like it matched the grub truck video. See, I'm not as, I guess I'm more, what do you call that? I am more cynical than you are. I think that guy was like, man, I'm going to make it sound just like the grub truck video.
Yeah, I could see that too, but then I think like I don't know, I'm not saying I'm necessarily stupid like he was, but I could see him thinking like, oh, let me go like micro analyze every single conversation I've ever had with these girls, and then he sees something that maybe he could twist to kind of fit the narrative, and he thinks he's being helpful in a way or something like that.
This is 7 weeks later, and he's telling a story, and he remembers that kind of detail in it? Really?
That's the other thing I would like to know, though, is if this is just something that Brian Ensign just stumbled upon now, or if this guy's talked to the police before, and that's what led them to any of the other information they had. Like, they didn't really, you know, they didn't specify whether he's been talked to by the police yet or not, so that would kind of help me make a decision too, because like you said, if it's just like out of nowhere, like today he's like, hey, I got some stuff to say, and it's just all this stuff that was already on the news, and he's full of shit. But if it's something that he said to them maybe prior, it could have a little bit of credibility.
Well, but Brian Enton's only been there for like a week, so you know, so whenever that was recorded, he said it was 3 weeks before the murders that they came in and told that story. So he remembers it that well, where he's talking about down by the corner club, and there was this guy that would follow and go to the main street. No, the corner club, this is the part of the narrative in the story, that Kaylee and Madison were at the corner club. Then they walked down Main Street to go to the grub truck. I mean, it's right there in the story, and he has all those phrases. I mean, it just, come on. I don't know. I get what you're saying. You're trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I do that often, probably too much so. But the other thing that he did was that he kind of, if you remember the part, he like backpedaled a little bit, because Brian was like, oh, like, did they specify that they were talking about that club? And he's like, well, no, but really that's like the only one, so that had to be what they were talking about. So that kind of like also showed he was kind of making his own deductions based off of what he already knew, based on what other, like, you know, investigative leads showed. So he's probably full of shit, but I don't necessarily think he's like, I don't know. Yeah. He's not like, oh, let me just go spread false information. He's just trying to be part of it or something, which is also weird, but I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, a question Zozo just asked up here. I want to know what people think. She said, sorry, but who would make up that bullshit story? Please. Would any of you do that? And the answer is, yeah, maybe most of us wouldn't. But put a 1 if you've seen people in crime stories make up shit that wasn't true at all, and they just did it to get their little moment of glory in the sun. I mean, I think we've all seen that a million times. Absolutely. It's like, so that's definitely what this guy could be doing here. That, yes, maybe they talked about a stalker, but he's embellished it all to fit the narrative of what happened that night. I mean, it's absolutely identical, right?
Right, that's what I mean. Like, I think maybe they might have vaguely mentioned, like, oh, you know, we're just trying to be safe, or like something like that, but then he just took it like completely too far, to the point that it's not really even believable anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I definitely agreed with you.
And one of the problems, I don't know if you were on hold yet, but he said it's like the guy, he seemed to even be referring to a specific guy. The way he told the story, he goes, the guy came from the corner club, you know, he said, like the guy came from the corner club. I don't know. It sounded like he was literally in his mind watching and saying that, like the guy at the corner club at the food truck, but then he didn't want to say food truck because it was like, oh, wait. I don't know, man. I just don't buy it at all.
And he definitely seemed like he was talking like very, very fast. Like he seemed very nervous. And you know how like when you're telling a story that you know, like you're not certain, like you know it didn't happen, how you're saying it happened, you kind of like, I don't know, you're really like nervous to get it right, and then you have to like think a little bit, and then I don't know, you get your words twisted. He was like stumbling over his words a lot. So he was definitely, I don't know, I don't necessarily think he's a credible person to talk to, and I agree that it probably shouldn't have been put out at this point in the investigation anyway. But I don't know. I'd like to believe he's not like a bad, attention-seeking, problem-causing person.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you're right.
I don't know. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not sure. I don't even know why I'm bringing this shame to myself. I'm not sure if you recognize my number, but I was the Spirit Box girl.
The what one?
The Spirit Box girl from like last week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No, you don't need to do it.
Wait, come on. Don't you want to hear it? You can try to tell me what it says.
I heard it earlier. You did
Gilligan,
it
little
with the
buddy.
circus music.
Oh yeah. Listen. Okay, I won't do
enough.
it. I won't do it again. Okay. Well, I'll do it a million more times, but not on this call. Okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I deserve that.
No, it's okay. I don't look at. If you believe in spirit boxes and psychics and all that stuff, that's great. I just don't want to hear about it on my show. All right? You guys can do whatever the hell you want.
I get
out
that.
there.
But I made it very clear I didn't believe it until that one part, and then I was like, that's a little suspicious. But
yeah,
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
That's just me. Well, that's just
fun.
because
that was a good time.
They're probably decent at figuring shit out like everybody else, but assigned it to a spirit. That's what they did.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I kind of like do believe in like the general idea of like a higher being or like higher power, like a spirit, like something like that, like guiding your decision making. I don't know, stuff like that. But the whole, like, oh, they're saying things to you, like this person that you don't even know died, and now they're telling you the things that you're asking. Like that is a little out there. So I'll give you. I deserve to be made fun of a little bit, and I took it. So, and I called back.
Well, thank you for calling back.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for the call too. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Have a good one. Bye bye. All right, 812. You're on.
Hey, what's up, Dre? It's 2 Foot Fred.
What? Who's this?
It's Fred, 2 Foot Fred.
Oh, Fred. Okay. Again, I thought you were that one person. Yeah. What's going on, man?
No, I'm a normal caller.
No, there's another caller that sounds exactly like you.
Oh, that's right.
Mildred
that's right.
or something
the
like
woman.
that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. No. No. This is 2 Foot Fred, the little person from Indiana.
Yep.
I've got couple things about the what you're currently talking about. Just kind of a I don't know about a question, but just kind of to bring something up that I don't think has been brought up. And by the way, the other day when I called, when I was on hold, I could hear you talking, and that was amazing. But tonight I could not. Tonight it was music. And it's amazing to be able to hear you talking that way when you go to a caller.
Right, but I can't do that one because when I do that, it doesn't put people in the right order. And there was people that were on hold for like an hour and a half, and they shouldn't have been.
Fair enough. I just thought I'd mention it to you so in case you didn't know. But the guy that's got the story about the supposed that what Maddie told him that Kaylee had a stalker, is that correct? It's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he also, from what I heard when you played his clip or the clip of his interview with Brian Inston, he mentioned that there was a pack of girls that like sort of protected Kaylee. Did I hear that right?
Well, he said they would just walk in packs. Yeah.
Right. Well, if that's the case, then there's got to be several other ladies, girls alive that know who this particular person is.
You would think so, right? Because they.
Right.
Unless it was just Kaylee saying, "Oh, sometimes this guy followed, but that person never followed when they were in the pack together." Like that'd be kind of stupid, right? Like.
Yeah, except that the young ladies talk amongst themselves, and if it was that big a deal, I would think they would be like, so and so won't quit following me, and kind of converse. But on the in addition to that, I'm thinking that. Well, the statement I was gonna make was it's pretty poor when somebody tries to gain fame or get fame by putting words in a deceased or unalive person's mouth. Meaning, obviously,
what's an unalive person?
Well, I didn't know if I could say dead or deceased on your.
Oh yeah, no, you can. No, you can say. Well, I want you to say the words on this one.
Okay, yeah, because it's for the unalive stuff is wearing me out. I was just being respectful to you, in case
Well, it's actually, but we talk about it all the time. It's actually kind of disrespectful to the crime victims themselves to sort of downplay
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely, and I believe it's just as disrespectful for this guy to be putting words in the mouth of someone who cannot correct the record. In other words, if she did not say that, and he's saying she said it, there's really no way to know with her being gone and having been killed by this ruthless son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Not the guy that was talking, but the actual perpetrator.
Right.
But I just think it's really poor and really pathetic that he would stoop to that level. I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm surprised, but it's pretty poor. The other part of that is, it's possible if she did say it, that how sometimes young people will be like, I've got a stalker, and it might be her current boyfriend, just in jest, use the word stalker. I mean, I don't know that Maddie or anybody for that matter would. I mean, it sounds like this was a pretty in-depth conversation about a stalker, and if it was that big of a deal, you would think that they would have alerted someone to the fact that this person wouldn't leave him alone or leave Kaylee alone. I mean...
Well, I think that they found those other two guys that followed her out of the store, and they sort of took the other story off the updates. The one about just the general stalker. But then recently they don't mention the two guys at the store anymore, and the story about the stalker unable to confirm is back on there. That's because I think that somebody came forward, a bunch of them said, no, those two guys at the store had nothing, that's not what we're talking about here. This is some guy that would follow them around here and there, blah, 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 blah. So then they reopened that and put that back out there as information they want. Yeah.
Well, and unless somebody knows or was in that circle of people to know who that stalker was, I don't know that it's really relevant. I mean, it is relevant, but it's not as far as we know that someone had a grievance against one of the four. We're pretty sure anyhow, and probably knew the house and knew the situation. Knew most of the parties involved, and so for him to it's kind of like. And the other thing I want to talk about, I know I'm switching gears on you, and I apologize, but trying to move through stuff here so you can get to other callers. But have you talked tonight? And I just got on a little bit ago, so again, I apologize if you have talked about this. But the interview with the neighbor, that Einan Harsh, I think his name is, or Einan. Have you talked about him much?
No, I don't know that one.
Oh, you don't know about the neighbor that said that he claims that he heard a scream.
Oh yeah,
that night.
I've heard that guy. He sounds similar to this guy, he's trying to interject himself to make him seem more important. Like, oh wow, I heard a scream, yay! It's just give me a break.
Yeah. Well,
first he goes, I didn't even think it was anything. I didn't think it was anything. Well, now that I think about it, though, that scream might have been. I mean, give me a break.
Right. Well, and there's a Facebook post that somebody screenshotted the day after the incident, the murders, where this same exact guy, put on his Facebook page that he was bewildered, like basically, and I'm paraphrasing, but except a couple words will be verbatim. But basically, he was saying that, wow, the neighbors across the street, 4 of them got killed last night. It's amazing because I didn't hear a thing. No screams, no commotion, no dog barking. And he actually posted that and now has retracted that after he came out and said that he actually, maybe I did hear
I didn't hear anything. It was dead quiet. Didn't even hear a dog bark or anything. Then the next day, I said I didn't hear anything, but I did hear screaming. I just didn't think that was important given the fact that there was people murdered. But I'm going to bring that up today. I did hear her screaming, but I thought a lot of you would just think screaming on a college campus was just sort of normal and quiet. But now that we really sit back and think about it, forget it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And he goes on to say that, how that night, he hears screams every night because they're out hooping and hollering and partying. And then he goes on to say, well, that night was unusually quiet. I got a parking place when I got home from work when I usually don't get a parking place. I have to park down the street. Mm-hmm. And then goes on to talk about how if he was the one to do it, I'm not exactly sure if he used those words, but basically he said he thought the perpetrator went in through the sliding glass door, as he did, and just went on into some details about how they would probably hide in the over the growth behind the house, the wooded area, and about how but yeah, he had never been in the house, but he had met Xana, and he called him her boyfriend, Xana, her boyfriend, and Kaylee, and his theory was that somebody had let's see, how do you put? Was scorned over Xana in regards to Ethan, and I can't remember the details as far as why he thought Kaylee and Maddie were involved.
I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, we're wasting too much time talking about that person. So
I just think that it's just, I guess where I'm going with that is it's just really pathetic that people have to they get an inkling of a possibility of some fame here, and they feel like they have to.
Let me just say that there's YouTubers that do the same thing, but they know that they have this huge platform, so they'll just invent something and try to pretend it's really interesting, and then everybody goes, "Oh wow!" Like the one that's talking about a car 300 yards in the background driving. Up behind him is a white vehicle, and somehow we're all supposed to go, "Wow, that was early on in the case. That's the killer driving by." Ooh. I mean, give me a break, everybody. Wake up, you fools out there that think that stuff's really important and neat. If it turns out it's related, it's pure luck. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just.
I agree 100%.
We could spend all day. How are you going to sleuth out that car? How are you going to sleuth out the car in the background of that video? There isn't any way to do it. So who cares that there's a white car in the background somewhere? That's where it should stop. But everybody goes, "Oh my God, great! Have you seen this? There's a white car in the background." Okay, there's a white car in the background. Yay! What do we do now?
Well, and the body cam footage that people are really hanging, putting a lot of weight in or really scrutinizing. I mean, like you just said, first of all, but also, short of the cops stopping somebody that said, "Yeah, we had just been at a party or we had just been hanging out at 1122 King Road," short of that, then that footage to me does not really carry much. Doesn't, like you just said, it doesn't really mean anything because
the car in the video that they're playing online is driving. It's back here, so I'm just going to show people on the screen. This is the parking lot right here. You don't need to always comment, and I'll let you know when. So there's this parking. Okay. You don't need to always do little comments and stuff. So there's a parking lot right here, and the car's driving around in this area. And somehow a reporter standing out front here is filming a car driving like this. Okay? So what does that mean? Well, it means that somewhere, way up in this area, a white car exists. And then what do we do with that information? Okay, anyway, okay, that was it. All right, go ahead.
Okay, permission to talk.
Well, yeah, you can talk. I'm just saying you don't have to do the
I know.
affirmation sound effects. Okay, we don't need that.
Okay, 10-4.
Correct. Correct.
Question I had was, from what you just brought up, have you tried running the route? And I tried, but I got myself kind of turned around.
Yeah.
But from the gas station, from the house to the gas station, and then have you run that route from the house to the gas station to the Idaho cabin, to the cabin, Showalter's cabin.
No, I'm not doing. I don't give a shit about the cabin, but the gas station right here, the Exxon gas station, is like 1.13 miles from the house.
Right.
Yeah.
I did it again. Sorry. But what if Showalter's the guy and
who are you talking about? Who's this Phil guy? What are you talking about? We don't bring up people's names. I don't know what you're referring to.
No, Jack Showalter. I'm not.
But that's not his first name. It's a different first name. But yeah, let's not.
John Showalter, Jack Showalter, or Jake
right? Yeah, but
Showalter,
we don't want to talk about those people on here because I actually feel like those people have a very huge likelihood of have nothing to do with it. They've already cleared that guy. As a matter of fact, the one that you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand. I know where you're coming from, and I respect that.
Well, I'm just saying.
But
they actually literally went out of their way to say, we don't believe the person that was with Maddie and Kaylee at the grub truck is involved in the murders. They've said that out loud, and that's the person that you're referring to.
Right, and I'll backpedal on that one for you.
Well, no, it's okay, but I just don't want the names, of people that are probably.
Yeah, no, I understand. And it's very powerful. What's going on right now, as far as and I understand that as well, as far as these names. I mean, I think that the first I won't mention his name, but the first neighbor that was interviewed is just now starting to probably simmer down a little bit, as far as people are starting to realize that he wasn't quite as I mean, yeah, it was goofy, but compared to some of these other interviews that have taken place, he was kind of on the lower end of the spectrum as far as wacky and crazy interviews.
Which one? Who?
Jeremy. I'll just say his name, Jeremy, the neighbor Jeremy.
Oh, yeah. But early on, remember there was just one neighbor that was always in videos. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, he's in everybody's video. He's all the time. And everybody kept thinking he's the killer. But then they went off of him because the dad said they shouldn't have cleared these people. So who is likely the one that was cleared by the police? And the dad's an official word on it. He is now a police expert, and he is unclearing people. So let's all look at the guy at the grub truck video again and forget about the first guy. Oh, and look at this other. It's just this case right here. I hope it gets solved tomorrow. It's already turned into an absolute shit show on social media and everywhere. It's an embarrassment. Okay, that's it.
I agree with that. Well, I appreciate your show. Appreciate you. Gray, and
well, everyone loves you, Fred. You got to call in more often. You actually are a good, you think logically about stuff. So I like that.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I do, and I'll get the hang of your of the nuances of your show.
Well, no, it's just mainly like I don't like to have people's names put out that there aren't, It's sort of this fine line because there's cases out there. I mean, at the beginning, I did a theory video. I just used the guy's first name, didn't put his face out or anything like that on the boyfriend of Kaylee, right? But he's been cleared, so then I made that video completely just for members only. And then there's cases where, you have a child missing that CPS have been called to the house many times, and the kid's missing. And, there's neighbors that say, oh, the father used to abuse the kid. Well, you might mention the father's name as a possible suspect in the case, okay? You might do that. But in the case like this, where there's just a video of a guy standing there laughing with other people, and then he walks away at the end. At first, he seems suspicious, But then law enforcement went out of their way to clear the guy in the grub truck video. So at that point, it's sort of up to people to kind of go, okay, now law enforcement in multiple cases, for example, in the Debbie Collier case, I thought it was a suicide from the get-go, and then law enforcement, I actually spoke to the detective on the phone, and he said there was something missing from the crime scene that was used in the death of the woman. So I went, oh wow, everybody, I am 99% sure now it's a homicide, and I was told something, and this is how it goes. But every single night, even after he told me that, we would go over the case, and I'd always end up, man, this sounds more like a suicide. But the detective told me this. And then a couple of weeks later, an article came out that they had actually found that very same item down at the crime scene 3 weeks later. And now they ruled it a suicide. Okay, so sometimes law enforcement puts out information that isn't actually accurate. That's the problem. So.
Yes, well, and let me tell you, Gray, that I really appreciate what you said, because it just kind of clicked with me that it's really easy for me to sit here 2,000 miles away and mention a guy's name in a case that could destroy his life. It's too easy to do that, and it's sad that way. And you just enlightened me to the fact that I need to be more, that the weight of that needs to be considered more so. And I thank you for that.
Oh, very cool, very cool.
Absolutely. And listen, everybody out there on YouTube chat, hit that like button for Gray and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and keep his ass out of jail.
That's right. That's right. All right, Fred. Thanks for calling in.
Take care, Gray.
All right.
Yes, sir. Talk soon.
All right, see you.
God bless. Bye.
You too, how do you not like Fred? All right. He's like one of those really nice people in the world. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. But here's what I want. Is it Margaret? Is that the other person's name? Or Mildred? Let's get Fred and Mildred on at the same time, and you tell me who the hell's talking. Oh my God. It's like freaking clones. Alright? Get Mildred and Fred on at the same time. Oh my God. It is unreal. Alright, here we go. 585, you're on. Don't tell me this is Mildred.
Hello?
Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Sam. How are you?
Not too bad. What's going on?
Just listening tonight, and I was just calling to get your thoughts about some stuff. I know we've been talking about, like, how this thing happened. We've been talking about it a lot. But I want to ask you about, like, the who of all of this.
Yeah.
So, some of the things that I think, my personal opinion, well, I think we can all agree that, number one, this was most likely a male.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, I think it's 100% a male. Yeah.
100% a man.
Yeah.
Not nobody in their 50s or somebody's just young that has the stamina. I don't think the person is overweight. I think they're strong and probably in good shape. Not necessarily athletic, but just they're young and in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the demographics of the area and the surrounding areas, you think it's a good guess to say this person is Caucasian?
Well, I mean, the odds are that he's Caucasian. Yeah.
Based on the
just
area
just the population of mankind. Yeah. I mean, in the United States. I mean. Yeah.
Mhm. And then I personally don't think this was a relative or somebody that they hung out with, because I think they probably would have kind of been arrested by now if it was somebody close.
Yeah, it's weird how the longer it takes, it makes it sort of seem more serial killer-like. It's weird. It's like a...
Yeah, exactly.
Because then it's kind of like if it was somebody really close, but it could have been somebody that knew them, but sort of on the peripheral, just some sort of a guy that was really interested, but never really quite set, he's a little creepy, but didn't set up the alarm bells enough for a lot of people to be talking about him in that way. And so he was just sort of under the radar of a lot of people, and then he commits this, so people haven't really thought of him as a suspect yet, but it might be somebody that people know, but he just didn't make people see him that way. And it could be somebody that knows them, but not where people were creeped out by him. And that's the scary part, is he could just be blending in easily.
Yes, he's not like, you would think somebody that's a pervert or a creep. Like they have a job, they're normal, they blend in like you said, but like once you look at their computer, what they look up late at night, then when it starts to get scary. I think this is that kind of person where they hide their real psychotic, bloodthirsty side very well from their family members. But if you have a son or a boyfriend, and if you maybe look into some stuff that he's looking up at night, and you'll be surprised.
Yeah.
But
what else? Anything else?
What else? Okay, so I don't think this person randomly driving on the 12th of November, just driving by, saw the house and said, okay, I'm going to pick this house. He probably was watching that house throughout the whole month of November, maybe before that. Or it could be somebody that followed Kaylee from her hometown, because she was there, right? A week before.
Well, I don't think they followed him from the hometown, but maybe it was somebody that
not followed,
maybe
but
when she
from
came
her
back,
hometown.
he was interested in her, and then she came back. But that would almost make you think it was somebody around in the local area that sort of saw that she was there. I don't know, man. And then they have the whole thing about Zaina and Ethan, how they want to know who they were talking to between 9 and 1:45. Yeah, it's really kind of a confusing story.
Yeah, no one should be surprised why it's so complex, because there's so many different pieces and I'm sure right now the case is so popular they have to sift through so many bullshit. I'm sorry, can I curse? I'm not sure if I could.
Yeah, you can curse.
So many. They have to sift through so many bad things, bad tips and nonsense. People calling in stupid tips that they heard on whatever, so they have to sift through all of that to get to the good stuff. But yeah, I don't think this person lives in this town. I think maybe they live nearby.
Yeah.
That highway that they're saying that the white Elantra left out of, does that lead to surrounding towns, or?
I'm not really sure where it actually.
What is the closest town next to, after Moscow, or is it surrounded by mountains?
Pullman, Washington, where University of Washington played. That must be the shortest road trip ever.
I didn't know.
So it's really
close.
That
close by.
Yeah, just right there.
Wow. So, like I said, somebody could drive from different parts of the area, and doesn't mean it's somebody that lives by, especially if I'm not sure if this car, is that somewhere burned up, or at the bottom of the lake somewhere. There's no way that nobody has been able to call and say, yeah, my brother drives this car, or I know somebody that drives this car, and they haven't been able to say it's the exact car.
Well, I guess what we're supposed to do now is, now that we know a white car came from this direction, we have to look at every single house in this area on Google Earth and look for the Elantra.
I don't think it's that simple. I think this person probably drove from somewhere else, and that's probably. This seems like this person was meticulous to me. So I think he thought everything out. So I think the car, I wouldn't be surprised if it's stolen or it's not his personal car.
Yeah, maybe not.
Who knows? It could be his granddad's car or his granddad's knife.
You know what it could be? It could be.
His,
you know what it could be? It could be his nieces, uncles, aunts, sisters, cousins, daughter's car. You know, we don't know yet. We'll have to guess.
So many options. Yeah.
Yeah, whole bunch.
Yeah, so that's why I think people shouldn't be too frustrated it's taking this long. I know the parents have every right to feel like that, but I just feel like this thing is so complex, and this killer didn't make it easy for them to.
It's funny too because they were saying how messy they were at the beginning. Oh, they've been really messy, and well, what does that mean actually?
Yeah, I kind of took that as you mean when they said the scene was messy or sloppy.
Yeah. They said it was messy. He wasn't. Yeah, he was messy. The killer, they said.
Yeah. I kind of took that as in like it was like blood everywhere and there was stuff tumbled over, you know, like tables and you know, especially if they're saying that somebody put up a fight on the second floor. There could be cups knocked over, everything. There could be anything knocked over, blood everywhere. Oh God.
Yeah, I guess the term that they said. The University of Idaho killer was sloppy and left a mess. Doesn't that mean he was messy? Okay.
Yeah, they purposely
I mean, it
do
means
that
the
so
same thing.
people
Like
click
everybody's correcting. It said sloppy, Gray. It said sloppy, except it says University of Idaho killer was sloppy and he left a mess. I think the word messy is pretty close to exactly what they're saying there. Don't you think? Hey, look at that.
Yeah,
Fred is a freak. Welcome, Fred. You're awesome. Thanks. All right. Go ahead.
What do you think about the coroner telling the 17-year-old sister about... Is that because this is such a small town, they're just...
Wait, what are you talking about?
You know.
What are you talking about?
I saw today that the coroner is the one that told the 17-year-old sister of Kaylee that about how significant her wounds were. Yeah. And that was kind of odd. People saying that that's odd, that her behavior is... I'm not saying that she's the killer, I'm just saying... Yeah. Very unprofessional, very odd behavior.
I think it sucks. Here's what I do think it sucks. I think that it sucks that the coroner is being attacked by the people she was open and honest with, and she wasn't being a coward to them. Now she's being accused of giving out... I mean, I don't know. That seems... They seem really hypocritical in their attack of the coroner. Does anybody see that? Like, doesn't it sound like there's a little bit of hypocrisy going on by going after the coroner the way they're doing it? I do.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree that it is odd to just be, especially like a young, maybe if she told the father this information, he was like begging for it and he wanted to feel good. He wanted to feel some kind of peace of mind or whatever, but yeah, I think what happened is as soon as the dad came out and said, you know, that Kaylee had open wounds, gaping wounds or whatever, I think a lot of people started to turn on the family and saying, like, you're doing way too much now. Like, you need to chill. Like, you might single-handedly be ruining this whole investigation, you know, just because you want to be out there or whatever. But I think they saw the backlash and maybe they wanted to say, okay, this is actually what the coroner told us and we're going off what she told us and she made it sound so like this. And so, yeah, there's a lot of different stuff going on.
All right. Well, hey, listen, I appreciate you calling in. You had some, it was interesting talking to you. How about that?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, same here. All right, you have a great night.
All right, you too. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, look at that. We had good calls tonight. Fred, and I forgot her name, but she's called a few times. Pretty good. And Patsy and Brian, and well, that's going to be it, you guys. That's going to do it. Really dead later show tonight, though. 3-hour show, and if this was the 3-hour show that we did tonight, it would have been the worst income generating 3-hour show that we've had in the entire year. That's how bad this extra 3-hour bonus show that I did for you guys was. Is that sad or what? But anyways, thank you guys very much for being here, and we're going to do, I guess we'll do a spin. That is sad. It's kind of ridiculous, to be honest with you, but I'm going to do a spin anyways. Let's see. We're going to do Welcome to Megazoid Debbie Argust. Let me add the Debbie Argust over there. Awesome. Thanks, Rocky Rocks. Very cool. Very cool. All right, so thank you on this show to Cairo, Jeff Height, Heather, Hayden Powell, Jeff Height, Barbara Mooney, Jeff Height, Reviewed Popcorn, Smooth Criminal, doom doom, diddle doom doom, diddle doom 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 doom, Hungry Helmet, Zozo, Jeff, Linda Howell, Sweet Pea, Jamie, Nomad Beads, Leah the Libertarian, EDM Summer, Carrie, Gerald Armstrong, Silver Swoosh, Treva McCoy, The Goon, Debbie L, Podoltra Tips or something, I don't know, it's hard to say. Silver Swoosh, and the new member, Fine Chianti, 2 Foot Fred, Debbie Argust, and Rocky Rocks. Man, that's brutal, you guys. I should have just stayed on for about an hour. Okay, place to complain about. Hey, Ken, it's a show that's better than the shows that you watch, okay, idiot? Go do your own thing, all right, Ken? You sound like a rodeo clown that just showed up at the end of a show and have no idea what you're talking about, Ken. But you seem like a really interesting person who, other than being a complete lunatic jackass, would probably be quite interesting to most people. Hey, thanks, Christy Quasi, or Kazi, or however you say it. Well, the money goes to my channel, but at the end of the month and during the month, I donate quite a large portion of the income, over 50%, to various charities. So there isn't any, you know, like, I choose where it goes. Like, I might send money to, we send, the last 2 months, $7,000 to the DNA Fund, and we just sent $1,000 into Texas EquiSearch the other day, and that's just how it works. All right. Thank you very much. Let me get the, like, I'm not a charity intake channel. I'm just like any other channel. I just choose to donate quite a bit of the money to various charities. Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure what this show is about. Sounds like just a place to complain about what people think and bash other channels. Okay, Ken? What an idiot. Oh, God. Oh, God. Hey, Ken, you're a fool, Ken. And the reason I'll tell you that is you haven't been here, you haven't watched a damn show in your entire life, you absolute clown. We cover true crime, thousands of cases, cold cases, missing person cases. And we do them all the time. You, on the other hand, watch the garbage YouTube channels and believe them. That's the problem, Ken. So you go do your own thing, Ken, and I'm going to remove you from the channel permanently because you're an idiot. All right, bye-bye. Have a good one. All right. Felt great, felt great. God, Gray, you're so mean to the... Yeah, okay. Yeah, It's probably a, let me, hold on, I'll tell you a second. Hold on a second. Hold 1 second. Probably a fake name. Let's go to the, over here, and, oh my god, what a clown. This guy's like looking at, wow. Alright. I rest my case. Alright, here we go. I'm going to go down to the, and what he'll tell his friends is, I just showed up to a channel and this guy just attacked me for no reason. He's so mean. Instead of going, well, to be fair, I went to his channel and complained without watching 5 minutes of it. Right. That's how people like Ken work. You know, they're the passive-aggressive types that make up stuff when they tell the story. Right, Ken? Go ahead. Let's hear what your answer is. Go ahead. No, it's just amazing how people do that all the time. I heard Gray, and then they think a certain way without listening to the 3-hour show and actually understanding what the hell's going on. Right. They just show up, hear one comment, and that's what their belief. And that's okay. Your first impression was wrong, Ken. Okay? But my impression of you is 100% accurate. I can tell you that just by the way you are when you came in here. Who does that? They're just sitting around at home, and then they show up to somebody's show and just start, you know, like throwing out insults without having a clue about anything. It's embarrassing. It's just, wow. It's unreal. Let's see. Yeah, 12 subs. He must be doing really well over there. Must be really kicking some ass. All right, let's do the spin here. Alright, so what we're going to do for tonight is we'll do one everything mug and it's a house mug, okay, in honor of Zozo. Alright, so this is the everything mug now. Here we go. This is the everything mug right here. Here we go. Oh, look at that. It might be... Oh, Kubi almost won that one. But it was Jill Sanderson. Jill Sanderson, if you could please show up to the Lido deck, you'll be given your beautiful mug. All right, here we go. We're going to shuffle. And the next spin is for the... It's a house!
It's a house!
Mug. There we go.
Huh?
I said it's a house.
Huh? It's a house!
Look at that. It's Paulette Leonard. Paulette Leonard. But Zozo gets prizes, okay? You know, let's not kid around here. Paulette Leonard, calling Paulette Leonard. Are you out there? Paulette Leonard. All right, anyways, that's going to do it. Thanks, Paulette Leonard. And Ken, stick around a while, man. You might really enjoy the channel. Okay? Yeah. Thanks, Ken. Well, how could Ken win when he wasn't even playing? That was from the whole day. The 2 shows that I just did. The second show was a woe was me moment. Hey Ken, awesome man. Why don't you hang around and watch the next show, okay? Let's see if you might like it next time. Because we actually make a big difference. How about this, Ken? Let me ask you something, Ken. Now that you're here, Ken, why don't you listen for about 2 seconds here? I don't know if this matters to you or not, but on this channel, in 2020, the first year of the pandemic, from the income from the channel, not fundraisers, nothing like that, I donated from the income from the channel, because of the generosity of the freaks, $22,000, okay, to true crime related charities and a beginning of a DNA fund. Then in 2021, this channel donated $42,500, right in the heart of the pandemic. People were watching, supporting, doing our thing, right? Then this year, our goal was $50,000, and we are currently this year at $53,750 with this month still to go. Okay, we've already donated $1,500 this month so far to true crime related charities, and since 2020, Ken, we are at $118,250. Now, if you can point me in the direction of another channel that even gives 10% of that number right there, let me know. Okay, and I guarantee it, if there is one, they're 20 times as big as my channel, which only had around 75 to now 95,000 people during that entire time. Okay, because the freaks are really generous. And I guess, it's hard to, I did the 3-hour show and it wasn't that great, but the earlier show was pretty good. But, normally it isn't quite like that. I should have thrown myself in jail about 15 times on the second show. All right, Ken, so I hope you see that we actually do make a difference here. All right? Awesome. We'll see you around again sometime soon. All right? Okay, everybody. Thank you all for being here tonight. We'll see you guys. What do you mean? Yeah, Paulette, did she answer up there? I don't see her. All right, you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll do another show. Probably won't be as long a show tomorrow. I did 4.5 hours of shows today. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. And also, thanks to all the mods for all that you guys do. And thanks for all the callers that called in. You guys are good. And we'll see you tomorrow. Be safe. And until next time, be safe. And guess what? I got to hit the wrap button. And a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now.
And a 2 and a 3 and a 4? What the hell does that mean, Craig?
I have not seen one person. Well, it means 2, 3, and a 4. That is a
crime dissector, the projector, I'm a certified human lie detector. I'm gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector.
Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gregor's gonna give
another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a puppet detector.
Fool deflector,
interceptor,
and I'm meaner than a
spectre with a vector
on his spectre. With all respect,
ya.
Just remember, I've a people fucking
conjecture.
I have
no agenda. I'm no pretender.
And I'll
serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end,
I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody. Talk to you. Well, Mary Lou, what did you think about the case so far?
Well, I think it's a really interesting case, Gray. I was really wondering if they were finding the things that they really needed to solve the case in a way that could rationally combine the equilibrium straits that...
What in the hell are you talking about? I don't understand a word you're saying, Mary Lou.
Well, Gray, I went to school. I went to college.
Well, so did I, Mary Lou, but I still didn't understand. You almost sound like one of those fake people that's trying to sound smart. You know, the guy that sits at a bar...
Oh, yeah. They sit around and go, hey, listen, when we were working on the Equinox project, not only combining the ratios in conjunction with the various aspects of the quadratic angle, we were able to decipher whether or not the two...
Wow, that was absolutely incredible, Mary Lou. I know exactly what you're saying. So anybody sitting next to you thought you were a genius, but you said absolutely nothing. I think you do that often, don't you?
Well, I do it sometimes, Greg.
But when you at a bar, you sound like you shouldn't be at a bar yet.
Well, I smoke cigarettes with Retson, don't I?
Yeah. Yes, you do, Mary Lou. Yes, you do. All right, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, and be safe out there.
Good night, everybody. Jay.
Come on, man. What's wrong? Did you hear what I said? You know, that's just one step above stupid. Have you lost the last 3 brain cells, or do you just have cabbage for brains?
5 brain cells, 4 aren't working.
Huh? It's a house!
I like that. Hey, that sounds pretty good, right? Do it again, do it again! Hey!
Yeah, I do kind of like that. Let me try that again. So you go at the same time, the jazz music and this sound. Watch. Nice. Let me do that again. Oh yeah. You guys like that a little bit? That does sound pretty good, doesn't it? No responses? Alright, see you guys later.